Dropped a series to the Tigers with that loss yesterday. Thankfully for Seattle, they can brush it off quickly because they open a series against the Orioles today. First pitch at 3:35 p.m., pregame show at 2:30 on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. It's also Game 3 of the NBA Finals. The Knicks take on the Spurs at Madison Square Garden. Play-by-play begins at 5:30, also on the Seattle Sports app and on ABC.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now.
Bump, how was your weekend?
It was great.
Good.
Yeah, how was yours?
Oh, it was nice. I'm just trying to start the show with some levity, some non-Mariners things before we get to an uncomfortable conversation about Andres Muñoz. Matt, did you have a wonderful weekend?
It was amazing.
Anything non-Mariners related you want to just start off with for just a second?
The entire weekend was non-Mariners, and it sounds like that was probably better.
Great for you. You know what, though? I'll say this before we dive into today's kind of big question to start the show, which is the Mariners looked pretty good at times in this series where there was, like yesterday's game, for instance, they should have won. And we all know that because they were, favored to win, looked like they should have won. It was, win probability was really high. Like, we know that to be literally true, but like they felt and looked like the better team. So I guess that's good. And overall, they are turning their season around, still over 500. All of that is good. But we should have a conversation about Andres Muñoz. That's where we're starting the show. This from X. It's June 7th. Muñoz has surpassed his total earned runs allowed in 2025 and equaled his total earned runs allowed in 2024. What's going on with Andres Muñoz?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, I don't have the answer.
Command. I don't have the same feeling watching Muñoz this year the way I've done in the past few years. You know, he's had his moments this year too, though, right? He's had his moments where he looked good, but for the most part, it doesn't feel as dominant. It used to be like, Muñoz has the ball, it's a wrap. I can stop watching. Let me go make a sandwich or something. But now it's like, I'm like, all right, Muñoz has the ball. Let's see if he's going to be able to punch these guys out. Yeah.
Let's first take a listen to a little bit of sound, and then we'll talk about some of his numbers from Savant and what looks different. And I'm not going to pretend to be a scout or an analyst or, talk about exactly what I think is wrong. But what we can do is point out where the numbers are different. First, Dan Wilson talking about his day yesterday.
Yeah, it just looked like, the command wasn't there and couldn't seem to find it, with the couple hitters. And, as we know, walks can hurt, and those two came around to hurt us. But it looked like just having a hard time finding the command.
Muñoz at his best still looks like prime Andres Muñoz. His whiff rate, strikeout rate, like all of that when he's really on is great. Unfortunately, he is allowing more barrels, harder hits, obviously related. He's just giving more up.
Yeah.
So when he's on and it's working and it's a good outing and it feels right, it looks like prime Andres Muñoz and everything is fine. When he's not, it's walking guys getting on, and then unfortunately timely hits that aren't just bad luck. They're quality, bat-to-ball hits. This is Ryan Rowland-Smith, something he said back in May, which was interesting.
If you're watching Muñoz, you want to see some patterns, watch what he does the first 3 to 5 pitches will tell you everything you're going to see in the next 20 pitches he's going to throw. Because to me, he's all about the feeling good mentally and the feel for that slider and everything else. If he can land that slider in the middle of the strike zone and then put his foot on the gas with that pitch again and dump it below the strike zone, he's unhittable. On the flip side, if he tries to spin a couple early and he doesn't get him, something comes over him. It's like, man, he's right now, to me, he's struggling after pitch 5, like pitch 6, pitch 7, to figure out what is a little mechanical cue I can go back to, which is really simple, something I'll tell a 12-year-old, and get back to get that index and middle finger on top of that slider once again and get a nice little feel for it. Because right now he just doesn't have that quick 15-second in between pitches fix that's a simple mechanical cue, in my opinion.
Does that mean it's mental?
It could be. It could be feel too, right? Something doesn't feel right. I think when you're not hitting your spots, you don't have that command. The feel is off, right? So I guess it is technical. I guess it's technical. It's mental. I think it's all the above, because once you start missing, then you're getting in your head. Like, we were having a conversation before we got on air, right, about just talking and stuff. And, sometimes words are hard to get out at times. I struggle all the time with it. And once you feel it, you're like, dang. All right, now I'm compensating.
Now I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. I'm trying to make up for it. I think that's where Muñoz is, man. I mean, when you walk back-to-back batters, right, and you hear Ryan talking about his 5th or 6th throw or pitch, and I'm looking at his chart, I'm like, yeah, my man was off a little bit. So I think it's mental. I think it's mechanical. I'm not a pitching coach, so I can't tell you exactly what he's doing, but it doesn't feel the same with Muñoz.
From the 360, naturally we start looking at solutions and what can the Mariners do here. Your options are patience or do something. 360 says they need to start pitching Muñoz in less high-leverage situations so that he can get his work in. But then who do you pitch in high-leverage situations? Then who do you turn to?
Brash.
Brash is probably the most logical, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to see – I was listening to Mike Salk this morning, and I can't say I really disagree with him. I don't know that I want to see Brash as a traditional closer.
Right. I mean, he doesn't have experience in the role. He's done it a few times in days that, like, Muñoz – has been unavailable, but this is a big commitment to ask of a guy who's never done it before.
And just I'm struggling with how to say this. I'll say this. By virtue of a guy not getting those opportunities and therefore not messing up, it doesn't mean he's automatically going to be better mentally in those opportunities. Like, you can't just assume, if you're someone who's like, okay, well, let's move Andres Muñoz out of those high-leverage situations. You can't just assume that someone like Brash is going to step into the role that you would typically have and, like, absolutely nail it. He has one of your filthier pitches, like, on this entire staff of any individual pitch in anyone's arsenal. We all know that. And, but, like, he's dealt with injury. He's not been in that spot before. I don't know that he's automatically the answer. Now, maybe he is. I'm not an expert. I'm not advocating for them like here's why it can't be Matt Brash. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, then who is it? Are you turning to Ferrer? He's embraced that role in a couple games this year, but obviously hasn't been your closer. Like, right now, that guy's Andres Muñoz. Muñoz has the experience there. He's been great there before. He's just not great there right now. So what do you do?
The tough part is knowing when to make a move, right? That's what Dan and the analytics team has to come up. When do you make a move? Because Andres Muñoz has more good days than bad days in his career, right? You ran the numbers down about can you read that stat again? What was it?
From the June, like, his total earned runs. Yeah, so he has more total earned runs, 12, than he allowed in 2025, and then equaled the total allowed in 2024. So he has 14 right now. He allowed 12 in all of last year.
So my man is struggling. But we know that when he's on point, he's one of the best in the game. So the tough part as a manager and as an analytics team and whoever makes all these decisions is, when do you pull him and make an adjustment? That's tough. We've already seen the piggyback situation, had to deal with that. We already heard about Colt Emerson. When you're going to bring him up, had to deal with that. It was nice seeing him at shortstop, too. JP, I hope you're good. I'm sure he's fine, but it was nice seeing Colt at shortstop. But when do you do it? And the timing of it, and I know people hate when we talk like this, right? But the timing of it is important because mentally you don't want to jack him up even more. You pull him and say, we no longer have faith in you. We're going to put another guy in this position. You're one of the best in the game the last 2 years at this spot. Now we're going to pull you. It's tough, man. I think you give him another go, but it's getting close.
Let's see. Curtis, what do you think about Brash there? Outside of just, he hasn't done it before, what do you think of him in that spot?
I mean, that is the biggest question mark with him. His stuff is nasty. Obviously, it's always been nasty.
Yeah,
He'd be a closer, I think, on a lot of teams across baseball, just based off of how good he is. Like, if he was ever traded anywhere, like, that, I think, is the role that he would end up playing. it would be a huge blow, I think, to the confidence of Andres Muñoz if you moved him out of that closer role. But at the same time, these games are important. Like, you got to be winning these games, and it's not just the 5 blown saves that Muñoz has. He's blown a couple of games, too, where he's entered in a tie ball game, and it has not gone his way in those games. So at some point, like, something's got to be done here, whether it's, like, complete buy-in on Muñoz as your closer or looking somewhere else. Now, Jose Ferrer, I think, is potentially another option as well. I think he closed games a little bit last year for the Nationals.
He's done one this year at least, because remember we liked that he asked Dan if he could close it out.
Yeah, Ferrer had 11 saves last year for the Nationals, so he's not foreign to the role. He didn't have great numbers last year for the Nationals, but he's off to a really good start here with the Mariners, so he has experience as a closer. But there probably should be conversations right now about what you do in that 9th inning. I don't think it's just cut and dry Andres Muñoz's job simply because he's been a 2-time All-Star and has been one of the best closers in baseball over the last 3 years.
Well, and Bump's exactly right, because you feel, Bump, how I feel, which is that a lead isn't safe, and I don't want to feel that way with a guy that's been your go-to closer for this long. Mike Salk proposed, like, maybe you don't have a closer. Maybe you just put in your best arm or, in your high leverage situations, and you stop just sticking to, like, this guy gets 7, this guy gets 8, this guy gets 9. Like, that's a little bit archaic or old school, and, like, that you alter that approach a little bit. And then maybe guys don't get as sensitive about when they're used. They just know that, like, you're being used for this matchup. This is the most important out, or these 3 are the most important outs in the game. And we like this matchup, so this is what we're going with. Yeah, maybe, but look, the Mariners aren't going to suddenly adopt it. Dan isn't going to suddenly adopt an entirely new philosophy like in June. It's June 8th. That's not really going to change. Bump, what do you think of a couple listeners here? Christian the 206 said, in a season when we've told a bunch of our great players they got to put feelings to the side for the team performance, Muñoz doesn't just get to be excluded from it.
No, I'm not mad at that. I mean, listen, if he comes out, we see him again, and he struggles the way that he's been struggling as of late, you have to do something, right? That's what sports is about. It's about making the proper adjustment or the necessary adjustment to put your team in a position to win ball games. So, yeah, I think you take the mental into consideration, but you don't let it control your decision making. I think Muñoz knows. And that's the thing. Athletes know when they're struggling. You think Muñoz is confident on that mound right now? You think he feels like he has the stuff? Of course not. You think he feels like his job is completely safe? Of course not. So, yeah, no one is excluded from the possibility of having their role changed, for sure.
I have a real question for either of you. You have a lot of great arms that are prospects right now that you're going to debut at some point this year. We've been talking about an embarrassment of riches. What if it is adding Castillo to the pen? It's just shame because he actually had a good start. Or what if it's using like a Cade Anderson or something? Obviously, it's not his role long term, but if it's just getting elite stuff there, would you be opposed to that?
I'm all in for Brash. I think, yeah, he hasn't been in that role, but I think he could handle it. Yeah.
I'm curious to see it, and I'm curious to see if Dan does anything. We, later on today at 1, are going to talk with Ryan Divish, so we're kind of wrapping up in our final hour. We will get to the Mariners many times before then, but in our final hour, certainly getting back to this conversation with Ryan, and I am curious as to whether we know that Dan can be understandably stubborn, or I'll say persistent, about like really making sure that it's not working out. Yeah. How long did he have Cal at the 2 spot and people were pulling their hair out, being, upset and angry, but it was like, we want to really make sure that we're not making a reactionary decision. Yeah. I think that moving Muñoz right now, he would probably view as reactionary, overly reactionary, but those numbers aren't great. Eventually you do need to make a decision, and I don't know exactly what it is, but you might need to do some shuffling.
Yeah, I mean, that's his job. That's what he is paid to do, right, is to make these decisions. And like I said, the timing is everything. But I also think that as athletes, you have to be real with yourself. And if you're not performing, you understand that moves can be made and should be made. It's a performance-based business. You don't get it done, I got to make an adjustment for this team. This team is, a game and a half in front of Texas right now, I believe. And, I should have walked away with at least 2 wins on this one.
Absolutely agree.
So, yeah, we'll see how long it takes for Dan to make a move.
Let's get to headline rewrites.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
Headline rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news.
Powered by Bay Alarm Security Services.
With Bump and Stacy.
Headline number one, the Knicks are taking a commanding 2-0 series lead over the Spurs back to New York for tonight's Game 3. What's the real headline?
And if you've got an extra $20,000, you can watch in person.
That's nuts.
Tickets are crazy.
That's nuts, man. I mean, you're excluding the true New York fan. Now, I'm sure there are true New York fans who have $20K that they can drop on a ticket.
Sure, Timothy
But
Chalamet.
I know I want the guy who's in front of the Garden with a beat up New York jersey on and a dirty white tee underneath to be able to go to this game and support the team who hasn't done anything in so long. It's been so long, but yeah, they can charge us because people are going to pay for it.
Is there a doubt in your mind that the Knicks win this? Whether it's a sweep, whether it's a gentleman's sweep, whether it's in 7?
Nah, I told you the Unks got it. The Unks got it. I think
I'm feeling
they do.
pretty confident about them right now.
It's crazy seeing the confidence of Cat and then the decline of Wemby. Like you see, he looks 22 at times because of his emotions and stuff. And Cat is just so confident going at him. You got Bronson, who's a confident ball player as well. The Spurs look young for the first time in this series. I expect the Knicks to win it in 5.
So is there solution then to have Wemby stop looking so young?
The solution is Wemby just has the ball. I mean, if Wemby doesn't ball, this team goes nowhere. Where on the other hand, it feels like the Knicks, they understand their roles. Bronson knows when to show up late. Cat knows when to get things rolling. You got Hart, who's just going to board. You got OG, who's one of the most athletic guys out there. It feels like they understand who they are and what they need to do.
Well, it kind of looks like Wemby is almost carrying too much. Like he's got some very emotional swings when things are going great and when things are not, especially that turnover that he had with 9 seconds to go.
Brunson dribbles, pulls up, jump shot, back of the rim, won't go. Wemby the rebound, 12 seconds remaining. Stolen by Brunson and knocked down by Wemby. Brunson will shoot free throws with 9.5 remaining.
I mean, that was a very deer in the headlights moment.
Well, this might answer the question that I was going to throw your guys' way, which is, it feels so hard for me to imagine a team figuring out Wemby. He's an alien. So are these kind of self-inflicted, costly things that Wemby's doing? Is this Wemby hurting Wemby?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, that clip right there, Castle wasn't even looking at him. And Wemby just grabs the board and tosses it at his back. Wemby's playing a lot of minutes. When he gets tired, and when I train my athletes, I tell them the sloppiest a game ever is in any sport, it's like the last 10 minutes. When everyone is tired, you make these mental mistakes. Physically, you're all beat up. And I think that's what's happening to Wemby right now. The wear and tear is catching up to him.
Headline rewrites.
Headline number 2, it was another thriller in the Stanley Cup Finals as Vegas beat Carolina in double overtime. After earlier in the game blowing a 4-goal lead, Golden Knights now lead the series 2-1. Here is how that overtime winner sounded.
Howden tried to walk out in front. That got stopped by Slavin. Theodore drive off the back wall, knocked in. Vegas wins in double overtime.
What's the real headline?
This is known locally in Vegas as a classic puke and rally. Just some local lingo for you guys.
Everybody's done it in Vegas.
Yeah, everyone understands exactly what that is. It's a puke and rally. Wazoo has that.
I've had some of my best nights off
a
of puke and
rally because it makes you stronger, I think.
What does Wazoo have to do with this?
I think
every college has a puke and rally.
Drinking.
Just because you didn't go to any house parties at University of Washington.
First of all, I did go to house
went
parties.
To the cafe.
Yes, I did. I did go to house parties. I was invited to house parties.
lattes.
I've been to at least 2 house parties.
You guys are weak
Okay.
over there, man.
First of all, I had friends.
No one said you didn't have friends.
I had them.
I can call them now.
You guys were watching
I had them. I have
lectures on
photos that I can
YouTube.
show you. No, that's not true. We weren't watching lectures on YouTube.
You're right. You were listening to what was it, Apple? They had like a school version of Apple podcast.
What?
Yeah.
No.
I had a couple of lectures on there. Like if you miss class, you could just download basically like a recording of.
No,
the
we didn't
class.
do that. I actually attended class.
Well,
I
because
enjoyed
I went to
attending
school
class.
much further after you. You went to school in like the 90s.
Okay, first of all, no, I didn't. And secondly, I'm tired of both of you. I had
We had
friends,
smart
and I didn't
boards.
go to school in the 90s. Matt, don't clip that.
Headline rewrites.
Headline number 3, Cardinals.
I had friends.
Cardinals quarterback Jacoby Brissett will report to Arizona's minicamp without a new contract. What's the real headline?
Cardinals are actually a little disappointed about this.
Dang. You know why reporting? Because he ain't got money like that.
He said,
Yeah, because they're going to fine him like $100,000 a day.
He's like, I can't afford this.
I need to show up.
I got to go to work,
I
babe.
just got this ticket in the mail.
He can't afford it. He got money, but $100K to him is a lot.
It is a little weird to have kind of a... Now, here's the thing. He does have leverage in that. What else is Arizona going to do? The problem is he's trying to have leverage over a team that's like, oh no, what are we going to do? Have the number
we're gonna be
one
bad
pick?
this year.
Yeah, like we're actively tanking, Jacoby. It's okay if you don't suit up for us.
Yeah, exactly. And he realizes that he's going to miss out on a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Now, someone like Myles Garrett can sit out because he's papered up.
Sure.
If Budda Baker wants to sit out, he's papered up. Nah, Jacoby, he got more money than anyone in his building, but yeah, 100K is 100K.
Yeah, that's a lot. Now here's the thing. I bet that the Cardinals, with you, I bet the Cardinals would finish with the worst record in football, whether that means the number 1 pick or not, that they would be worse. Sorry, I'll reframe that. It would mean the number 1 pick. I bet that they would finish with a worse record than the Browns. But Jacoby's showing up to camp and Myles Garrett has been traded. How confident are we the Cardinals are still going to be worse than the Browns? I think still worse.
I don't think so.
I do. But I feel less confident with that wager than I did when Myles Garrett was at least still in Cleveland.
Yeah. Browns are going to struggle. Cardinals are going to struggle.
You're not leaving the possibility that Shedeur Sanders
he's not even going to be the starting quarterback.
Is
Watson's
a Pro
gonna be the
Bowler
starting
again. Watson?
Yeah.
Oh, Watson. And then how many games is he going to play? He's going to get hurt in week 3.
Dang.
Okay, sorry. That's really rude. I didn't mean that. And I don't hope that happens. I don't wish injury on anyone. But, Deshaun Watson has shown absolutely nothing to anyone in his time with Cleveland.
No, he hasn't.
That, he can, A, stay healthy, or B, perform even when he was healthy.
It's been a long time since we've seen Watson play some good football.
I think that they're making the right decision in trying to get as much as they possibly can from a god-awful trade. I get why they're doing it.
You have to.
I just don't think it's actually going to work out.
No, I don't think so either. But you have to play Watson. You're paying him all that money. Yeah, you have to. You have to. That's just... you want to try to get a return on your investment. What is that return? I don't know. It's not going to look great over there, though.
David and Shoreline, we were talking about Knicks prices at Madison Square Garden tonight. He said, why don't these NBA teams take the high road for a change and hold some kind of lottery for a certain number of seats that can't be scalped? Give people that Bump's talking about, the Knicks fans waiting outside, a chance to be there in person. It's a fair question. I have a depressing answer, but there is a really interesting story happening here. That's coming up at 10:45. Coming up next, Tigers growl, but apparently they can chirp too.
Have you downloaded the Seattle Sports app?
We're going to have a challenge right here.
What are you waiting for?
Listen to this.
Every pitch.
Here comes the 3-2.
Every game.
Swung on and missed. Got him.
One app for free.
How about that, folks?
The Seattle Sports app. Every game.
Julio racing back.
Right in the palm of your hands.
Makes a leap and makes the catch.
Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcasts.
They got it. Wow.
The Seattle Sports app.
I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic neurologist at Sound Pain Solutions. Carrie injured her back years ago. This is her story.
My herniated disc was so significant that they did the first surgery, the laminectomy and a microdiscectomy. The first surgery failed, and I ended up with another herniated disc, which is pretty typical that herniations just move up your spine. The doctor was recommending another fusion surgery, so I researched alternative therapies. Sound Pain Solutions developed a plan that included bioelectric therapy, laser therapy, decompression, pressure wave therapy, in addition to rehab. Once we started that comprehensive approach, it went phenomenally. They honestly have given me my life back, and I'm happy to help other patients find sound pain solutions sooner.
Schedule a free consultation to learn if you qualify for our non-surgical and drug-free treatments at soundpainsolutions.com.
Upgrade your home with Lake Washington Windows and Doors. Be among the first 40 June projects to sign up for 5 or more installed windows and receive a free patio door. Plus, enjoy 12 months, no interest, no payments financing. LakeWashingtonWindows.com.
Olympic Hot Tub has terrific ways to achieve total wellness at home. Saltwater hot tubs, swim spas, saunas, and cold plunges, all waiting for you. See our current specials with exciting savings at OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
For over 113 years, Pacific Lamp and Supply Company has been your #1 lighting specialist in Washington, from the Space Needle in Seattle all the way to the Riverwalk in Spokane. With the largest lighting inventory in Washington, Pacific Lamp's knowledgeable and experienced staff can assist with any lighting issue, including intricate lighting and control designs. Plus, they work with all utilities in Washington to get you the best available lighting rebates. Pacific Lamp and Supply Company, Washington's lighting experts since 1912. Visit pacificlamp.com.
Your property is almost perfect, if it wasn't for that troublesome tree or stump. Stop looking at it and mowing around it. P&D Tree Service will remove it for you. If it's 1 tree or 15 trees, a small yard, or land clearing, P&D Tree will do it safely and quickly, turning multi-day jobs into a few hours, saving you time and money. They'll clear trees and stumps away from homes, leaving a clean yard to enjoy. They specialize in large tree removal. Ever seen a tree removed by crane? PNDTreeService.com.
Hey, Brock Ewart here with my buddy Dave Taylor from First Mark Insurance. You know, Dave, I love sport. You love sport. And I love sitting with coaches and hearing their game plan each and every week. What are the keys to a First Mark Insurance game plan?
It's a great question, Brock. I think there's really 3 keys to a great game plan with us. Number 1 is we want to make sure that our clients have the correct coverage for their unique specific needs. So that's number 1. Do you have the right coverage? Number 2, once we have the right coverage, are we getting that coverage at the most competitive price possible? And then last and not least would be, once we have the right coverage at the most competitive price, are we providing world-class service to those customers so that when they need it, they have someone there that's got their back?
Those are the 3 keys to a First Mark Challenge victory. And man, am I so glad Molly and I took the challenge. We are one of so many through a decade plus of being a First Mark Challenge victory. You can too. Just simply go to firstmarkinsurance.com. Firstmarkinsurance.com.
Mariners and Orioles today in Baltimore. First pitch at 3:35, 2:30 pregame. Get every pitch of every game for free on the Seattle Sports app.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-330-8323 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-330-8323. That's 800-330-8323. What do you have to lose? Call 800-330-8323. Again, 800-330-8323.
Wendy's new Biggie Deals lets you choose whatever you're in the mood for. It's like a music mixing board of deals, and you're the producer. Go with some chill folk music with a JBC in the $4 Biggie Bite snack. Try the drum and bass of deals with a double stack and the $6 Biggie Bag. Or go full-on sandwich symphony with an $8 Biggie Bundle, the grand finale of snacking. And the best part? They all come with napkins. $4, $6, and $8 Biggie Deals how you want them at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
Here's the tale of the daily med fill. Same old pharmacy, same old bill. But those prices kept rising higher still.
Till the savings wrangler rode in. Cool as can be. Tap Good RX. Saving massively.
No plan? Don't matter none. Up to 80% off. Deals are done.
Discounts hitting harder than Ma's chili. Dang. That one little app does all the rest.
Save time and money on prescriptions.
Check Good RX. Good RX is not insurance.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump and Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Tigers weren't happy with the Mariners at all. Let's go into what exactly happened. Josh Naylor, obviously, his sliding mitt being tossed to home and a play at the plate?
I didn't see that. Obviously I didn't know what happened in real time, but I didn't see it until somebody brought up the video when we were back in the dugout after the inning.
What's your reaction after seeing it? Did you feel like it was something that may have interfered?
No. Honestly, I missed the tag, and I didn't put myself in the best position possible. But no, I will say it wasn't that big of a deal.
That's Dylan Dingler talking in what I can only assume is an elevator in a department store in 1936, but saying that didn't really see it. Maybe wasn't a big deal. What did you think of him tossing the mitt, which I do think was intentional?
Oh, it was on purpose for sure. I'm looking at the video again right now.
Okay, what was your thought about it? Because I thought, love that guy, love Josh Naylor. That would make me mad if I was on an opposing team.
Yeah, no, I would trip. For sure.
I'd be bothered.
As a Mariners fan and supporter, I was like, oh, look at that guy. He's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he definitely did on purpose.
Would you be mad enough to throw at him intentionally?
No.
Nor would I. But that's exactly what they did. And maybe Josh Naylor was tipped off because of Framber Valdez. This is audio from Tim Booth.
Valdez was pointing and laughing at me on the bench, so I knew it was on purpose.
Yeah, Framber Valdez was pointing and laughing on the bench, so I knew exactly what was happening there. And you can kind of hear what he's saying. It sounds like people have been doing some lip reading, and he says something like, oh, it's going to be that kind of game when he's laughing.
No, that's this is baseball at its finest right here. You throw your sliding mitt at a catcher, and your pitcher says, you know what, I got you. I'm going to take care of that. We're going to get justice on the diamond. And, I don't think Naylor had a problem with it. I think Naylor, of course, he knows he did that on purpose, and he understands the rules of baseball, right? The unwritten rules of baseball is that you do something like that, you're going to pay for it. How do you pay for it? A pitcher throws at you. That's why he just laughed it off.
Throws at your head?
Yeah.
I know it didn't hit his head, but that was a little much.
That was a bit much. Throwing at the head for sure.
Well, and I don't know that I would continue to complain about it, especially if you're, say, A.J. Hinch.
Yeah, I've talked to Ding. I mean, I saw it on the video. I didn't see it live. We were looking at the replay to see if he tagged his hand on the way to the plate. The throw, really good throw. Ding kind of caught it in front of the plate. And on the replay, when they kept showing it over there, I saw the guard or whatever go. But that's about all I saw on the play, and he was safe. Well, you're not supposed to slide through the base. This is 2026, so he obviously took exception to getting hit. So then I almost had to remind myself what era we were playing in, because that was very normal back in the day. We're just not back in the day. So because it's unusual, I think that's when you see a little bit of the frustration come out, I think, on both sides. I mean, that's kind of baseball, the way I grew up. It's not how you play in 26. You're supposed to hold the base, so he would have been out, even if we hadn't completed the double play. But that was the big deals, because that seems abnormal now. Depends when you watch TV.
I was about to slide into second. I just don't know. I think A.J. Hinch is in part not being upset with Naylor overall. I just don't know that A.J. Hinch, who I don't mind overall as a manager, is maybe the right person to ever complain about ethics.
Yeah. Oh,
I don't know. I don't know that it should be you. Maybe you get someone else to sound off about it.
Yeah. Probably the wrong guy.
Definitely the wrong guy.
Yeah. But, he's not necessarily wrong, but it's the wrong guy talking about that. Listen, this is I enjoy things like this because Josh Naylor is that wild card, right? He's the guy who is at second base, flailing his arms around, trying to distract the pitcher, acting like the pitcher's tipping something off. He's the guy who's going to have conversations with you at first base. This is just his personality, and this is something that you love as a teammate and you despise as an opponent. And you just deal with it. I enjoyed it, honestly. I enjoyed it. It made the game a bit more interesting.
It would really, really, really bother me if he was on another team. It reminds me in that way of so many of fan favorite players for teams that you end up hating elsewhere. Like Richard Sherman, when he was here, every Seahawks fan absolutely loved him. 49ers fans loathed him. And for different reasons, right? With Josh Naylor doesn't have these quotes post game that rub people the wrong way and people debate over. We're talking about playing a game or little kind of that's not baseball things that he does. But similarly, where fans of an opposing team will be I can't stand that guy, but he's such a good teammate and so likable and funny and such a cool dude that when he plays for your team, you're like, honestly, that's the way you should play.
Honestly, I
you got to
think
push the edge.
It's not to this extreme, but I always think of Dennis Rodman when things like this happen, or you have teammates like that. Dennis Rodman was extreme, right? The way he played was aggressive, was violent. You know, I always think of Dennis Rodman. Josh Naylor is not that, but Dennis Rodman is a guy that you always want on your team. And Josh Naylor is that guy. And I think it just makes the game more interesting. If he were the ops, I'd be complaining right now. But he's not. He's wearing the right colors.
Well, and again, like, look, you can complain about someone being kind of like a character, and like, I don't think that makes the sport of baseball worse. I think that those are the things that add to the sport of baseball. It adds to the debates and the arguments that we have. It's like fans who are in that guy's corner and opposing fans who hate him. It is not taking away from the sport of baseball the way that, let's say, A.J. Hinch's Astros did. But that's just me. That's just me noticing two different things, one that hurts baseball and one that doesn't. I digress. This is what Jason Benetti had to say.
Josh Naylor is one of the most interesting characters in all of Major League Baseball. I mean, I was in Chicago when he did that rock the baby thing to the White Sox when he was with Cleveland. And then, you know, the sliding glove as smoke bomb is not something I've seen before. And, you know, who knows whether it's intentional is what we all say, right? But, like,
I think we kind of know.
Total new one.
That one felt pretty intentional. Yeah.
It looked like it. I mean, Andy Dirks called it a flashbang. I called it a smoke bomb, but it looked like what you do in a ninja movie to clear out all the people and just confuse them for a while so they don't all kick you in the face at the same time.
It's okay that baseball has this type of person. You don't have to like it. In fact, you can very much hate it, because I do think it was intentional. If I were a Tigers fan, I'd be like, I hate that guy. But he's not hurting the sport. And I genuinely think the sport is better when you have people that can be polarizing or just characters.
I was going to say, that was the word I was going to use.
Yeah.
You need these type of characters. I keep watching that video. There's a flick of the wrist. He releases it. It's definitely intentional what Josh Naylor is doing. But it's to me, that's like gamesmanship, too. There's little things.
Yeah.
Like when, you know, playing basketball where it's out of bounds play and you tug at someone's jersey a little bit, you know, or in football where the whistle's blown, but I give it a little pop at the end of it. It's part of the game. It's gamesmanship. It's not part of the game, but it's gamesmanship, if that makes sense. And I'm okay with it.
206. This is Sandlot Baseball. He said, Naylor hates the Tigers, and I got to love that. I'm down for that, too.
Yeah. Why does he hate the Tigers, though?
I don't know, but I like a player who – I don't know that he hates the Tigers, but I like a player – well, I mean, he's terrorized them. I like a player who has a personal thing in that game. Remember how much we loved that interview we had with Chenna?
Mm-hmm.
Because we asked him about the Niners, and I think we started saying something like, was it the Niners or the Rams?
Rams,
thank you. And I think we started saying something like, I don't know if you guys feel the same way because you know guys. And he was like, I hate them.
Yeah. I think it was the Niners.
Was it?
I think it was the
Where
Niners.
he was like, genuinely did not like them.
Where
he was like, oh, I'm not going to lie. It's real. I'm not going to sit here and just go like, oh, that's something for fans. Like, I hate that team.
And that's refreshing.
Yes.
Is someone just being absolutely candid about their feelings. Because if we ask the 32 starting quarterbacks in this league, they're not going to say anything like that. There's, respect the opponent. We know what they're going to say.
Yeah.
So it's refreshing when someone is just candid and keeps it 100.
989 said, Stacy, don't forget A.J. Hinch was leader of the cheaters in Houston, so we have plenty against him. I've been very strongly taking shots at him throughout the segment for that. Maybe I should be more obvious. Maybe I should make it less subtle. But yes, I've been taking many jabs at A.J. Hinch for being an absolute hypocrite about playing baseball the right way. And here's the thing. I actually was not in A.J. Hinch's corner when all of that happened, but felt like he was someone who bared the brunt of whatever. They never were really punished, but it clearly went all the way to the top with the Astros. And they were like, we got to get rid of Hinch because we have to have some kind of thing here. But other people should have been punished in addition.
Yeah.
And I remember saying that about A.J. Hinch. And now I'm like, you know what? You're annoying me too. Because you can't
shut your face.
You can't grandstand. Not a single person from that team. And I know we're getting off track, but this is also how I feel when Astros fans will complain about, like, why is Jose Altuve still getting booed? That's the rest of your life. That's part of your legacy forever now. I'm sorry, it doesn't just get a stop because, like, statute of limitations, enough time has passed. Like, you forever are going to be known to a good portion of people, not your own fans, but as a cheater. And that's just I don't know what to tell you, man. You got to keep the trophy and you got to keep the booze. Shut your mouth when you talk to me, AJ. I did say statute of limitations, and I regret that. Matt, don't. I saw you reach for your mic.
It's too late.
You're listening to Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. Coming up next, are fans being priced out of the sport?
Think you know the Mariners? Not if you aren't subscribed to the Daily Mariners newsletter from Seattle Sports.
That's what they've been waiting for.
The latest Mariners news and injury updates, exclusives from Mariners insider Shannon Dreyer.
You look at the pieces and how it works.
Plus the best takes and breakdowns from your favorite Seattle Sports hosts and contributors.
The Mariners seem to be trying to build something that I think is a little bit more sustainable.
The Daily Mariners newsletter.
Monster solo home run.
Subscribe at seattlesports.com/newsletter.
One thing y'all might not know about me is I was actually pretty nice on the soccer pitch. Bump here, and with football taking over our region this summer, it makes me think back to the love of the sport. I'm excited to hear our listeners getting into the matches and falling in love with the sport, too. I love hearing from our listeners making the trip up to Silver Reef Casino Resort. It's a hidden gem in the Northwest. You got to experience it. This summer is perfect for a road trip where you can just enjoy the destination. You can book a tee time at Lewis Trails Golf Course and spend the night at Silver Reef, make a weekend out of it, or just take a personal day and enjoy the nice weather. You deserve it. You can relax in the deluxe room and enjoy a meal at the steakhouse, have some fun at their sports restaurant, and enjoy the Cantina, authentic Mexican restaurant. The quesadillas, the burritos are on point. Plenty of reasons to go up there, and I haven't even mentioned the spa yet. It's relaxing. I've done it. You should do it too. Book your stay at silverreefcasino.com, Silver Reef Casino Resort, silverreefcasino.com.
Hi, Andy Klein here. There's something special about a baseball game. The moments and the memories. At Klein Jewelers, that's exactly how we feel about our diamonds. They're a beautiful reminder of life's biggest moments. We're here to help you find the perfect diamond or beautiful piece of jewelry to celebrate your engagement, anniversary, birthday, promotion, or just because. Klein Jewelers by the Fountain in downtown Edmonds. Shine with Klein.
Hi, Chef John Howie here. At Sea Star Restaurant and Raw Bar in Bellevue, we've been serving the East Side for more than 24 years. We love serving our guests and creating wonderful memories. We also love serving the community, from local schools to amazing organizations like Hope Link, the American Cancer Society, Bellevue LifeSpring, and so many more. I want to thank you, our guests, for supporting Sea Star all these years, making it possible for us to serve and help those in need. Thank you. SeastarRestaurant.com.
Free consultations, no fee guarantees, 5-star reviews. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains the importance of going beyond these familiar offerings.
Accident victims want an attorney, Tom, that satisfies their needs. Someone who handles those needs with the highest degree of care. Pendergast Law offers the no-fee guarantees and free consultations, but these only scratch the surface.
Okay, explain more.
We make sure that every member of our team is genuinely passionate about helping others. Customer service and communication are our top priority. It's how we take care of our clients so they always feel one step ahead of the insurance companies. Our strong reputation for high standards provides comfort and confidence when it's needed most.
Pendergast Law offers the free consultations, the no-fee guarantees, and, of course, they are 5-star rated. But what really makes them different is their genuine passion for helping others. I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
That's PendergastLaw.com.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for honest pricing, expert service, and guaranteed repairs. This dedication has earned them a Carfax Preferred designation. At Bucky's, every customer gets detailed Carfax updates, timely service reminders, and a full service history, all at your fingertips. With 16 family-owned locations, no appointment needed, and easy financing, Bucky's makes auto care simple. Visit Bucky's.com today and drive with confidence. Bucky's.com.
Mariners and Orioles today in Baltimore. First pitch at 3:35, 2:30 pregame. Get every pitch of every game for free on the Seattle Sports app.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump and Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Today's just one of those weird days where you talk live for 4 hours and you stumble over your words sometimes and mess things up. I don't know why, but my last tease into this segment, Matt made sure to cut. Matt, what does it sound like? Are fans being priced out of the sport? I didn't know what to say. Of the sport? And then I just paused, and then we threw to break, and I got on my talk back, and I just said, Matt, I'm so sorry. Here's the reason that I stumbled over it, and I don't know why I just said the sport, because I wanted to talk about a couple different things. It's not just about fans complaining about ticket prices for the Knicks. There's also some World Cup stuff here, and it felt like there was maybe a theme worth exploring. Is a much more articulate way for me to say, okay. Thank you, Matt, are fans being priced out of the sport?
The sport.
Of a couple. So let's start with the NBA Finals. The average get-in price for tonight's Game 3 at Madison Square Garden is $9,200. That is a get-in price. Courtside tickets right now, around $51,000. I saw another for $38,000. And these aren't like directly MVP. You're sitting with Timothée Chalamet courtside. This is like in the lower level courtside seats. $7,000 for stands in the lower level. So that's just the NBA. And we've got some other stuff to get to with FIFA, who's embroiled in its own scandal for World Cup prices. And we've been detailing that for a couple weeks. But there was a 9-part column released from The Athletic detailing those issues recently. Everything from not being clear about how ticket prices would work to then, and a lot of you guys remember this, the right to buy tokens, which were hundreds of dollars and didn't go towards your ticket prices. So kind of preying on the anxiety that fans would have about not being able to get tickets. And that's outside of the category pricing we talked about. So I think that when I was reading about the prices for Madison Square Garden Bump, and when we had been talking about the FIFA stuff, I just thought like, well, FIFA's corrupt. They're a corrupt organization and playoff tickets are expensive. Oh, well. That's just like, I'm not complaining about it. It's not keeping me up at night. Like, but like, is there something more here that I'm wrong about that needs to be corrected? I'm open to the answer being yes.
No, I think it's unfair. It just keeps the diehard out. There are diehard who are rich, who can afford $9,200 for a ticket. I understand that. But like I said, I want the guy in the beat up Patrick Ewing jersey with a dirty white tee who thinks that $15 for a tall boy is too much and is a true New Yorker, right, from the streets. That's what I want. That's who I want to be in that game. And especially because they haven't done anything in, 30-some years, something like that. So, no, I think you're right. I think this is getting out of hand, but they know that people will pay for it, so they're going to charge that much money. This is, if you look at it as a business, it's a heck of a – they're doing great, right? You're charging $9,200 for the nosebleeds. And what I think you said courtside was like $100,000. Is that what you said?
Yeah, there was one that was $104,000.
Yeah, but they're going to be sold out.
Crazy.
Someone's going to buy it. So business-wise, it makes complete sense. If we're talking about just the essence of your team and the people who have supported you for all these years, you're pricing people out. And now Trump's going to the game, so there's no watch party outside. Now, the whole thing is just jacked up. I want the streets flooded tonight.
That's the thing is I think of it with when it comes to Super Bowl tickets, I accept that the Super Bowl is kind of a corporate thing, right? You were at this year's Super Bowl, obviously working, and I just accept it. There's a lot of football fans there, but it's not like half Seahawks fans, half Patriots fans, and diehard fans in the crowd. Now, you'll get that at playoff games, even though tickets are going to be expensive. You're going to get Seahawks fans at games. But, Super Bowl, it's going to be celebrities in suites and sales teams and whatever else, and that's fine. But, I don't think that should happen for every playoff game. And it feels like that's what's happening right now with this Game 3. And that's what's happening with a lot of these World Cup tickets, is that people who are actual fans, and I don't mean people where it's look, sometimes you're not going to be able to afford things. I mean someone that's an actual fan that would be willing to chip out a couple $100 extra or $1,000 to go to a game. They are not able to go to these games. The equivalent of going to maybe an NFC Championship game as opposed to a Super Bowl. And that's a bummer. And players are noticing. This is what Josh Hart said.
The environment, the atmosphere is going to be electric, obviously, and we're happy that we're at home and, we have them at our back. I kind of wish the ticket prices weren't as crazy as they are. I feel like a lot of people who are been waiting for this moment for a very long time, unfortunately aren't able to get into the building with, the cheapest ticket, $7,000, $8,000. So it's just, that's ridiculous. It should still be rocking, but obviously we wish those were a little cheaper.
He's right. It's gross.
You know what? His employer's like, shut up.
I know.
Stop it.
Billionaire James Dolan.
He knows it because you're right. I went to the Super Bowl, and it wasn't as hyped as the NFC Conference Championship game. It was not as hyped. It was super corporate. it was still loud there. It was still fun, a good environment, but the real ones weren't in that building. The real ones were at Lumen when they beat the Rams, and I think it's still going to be loud. I think it's still going to be exciting, but there's another level I think it could go to if the common person was just able to go.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that you need to, you're a business ultimately, right? I am not saying no one is entitled to tickets. It is not some human right that you have. I am not entitled to or have a human right to the newest iPhone. If I can't afford it, I can't afford it. But it should not be that you can't, that even, that 99% of fans are priced out. That should not be the case. Or that I couldn't save up and spend or go in with some friends on tickets or whatever it is. And that's where it is right now, where, it has surpassed that point of, playoff tickets are more expensive to, no, these are prohibitively expensive to the vast majority of fans.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not
and that's gross.
It is. It is. I understand why they're charging that much because they can. And the whole point is to make money, right, if you're running a business. But they should have some type of lottery where they let 100 to 200 people, maybe 1,000 people just get it for the low and get some real ones in there, some real New Yorkers. Man, I have a friend who's from New York, and she's a real one. She is a true New Yorker. I've watched both the games. We got a little group that we watched the games with, and the passion that she has, I'm like, yeah, that's what needs to be in that building. Yes. I think she's actually gonna fly out for Game 4.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love Knicks fans. I know not everyone agrees, but I do. 425, how much is he making? We were talking about Josh Hart. Should they lower prices at the player's expense? How about the billionaire owner?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I know that people don't really empathize with millionaire players, but they are not the reason these prices are so expensive, period. So, again, it's kind of talking about FIFA and the World Cup and all of their corruptness. It's talking about Game 3 and those insane prices and just how it's gone from prices are expensive and that's what it is to, wait, are we actually seeing a turn where now it's more than we're used to, where it's not normal? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Is it getting to the point where it's not just normal expensive? And I think the answer for both of us is yes.
Oh, yeah, it's getting out of hand.
It's getting way out of hand. Still to come, we're going to get back to Seahawks, which we haven't talked a ton about just yet, coming up at noon with John Boyle. Before we get to that, though, there's something connecting both the Seahawks and Mariners that they both need to focus on in 2026. That's next.
Have you downloaded the Seattle Sports app?
We're going to have a challenge right here.
What are you waiting for?
Listen to this.
Every pitch.
Here comes the 3-2.
Every game.
Swung on and missed. Got him.
One app for free.
How about that, folks?
The Seattle Sports app. Every game.
Julio racing back.
Right in the palm of your hands.
Makes a leap and makes the catch.
Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcasts.
They got it. Wow.
The Seattle Sports app.
Your windows and doors play a huge role in your home's efficiency and comfort. Choose Lake Washington Windows and Doors for windows that are up to 25% more energy efficient than Energy Star standards and reduce noise by up to 50%. Visit LakeWashingtonWindows.com today.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
I go to Starbucks every day. They introduced the app a number of years ago. I was a very early adopter to mobile ordering with their app. That's an efficiency for me. I don't need the cashier experience. I don't need standing in line. Customers want the same thing. We video inspect all of our cars when they come in for a service appointment. So when we're doing a maintenance visit here, we do a video inspection of your vehicle. The technician shows you what your tires are at, what your brakes are at, what your filters are at. That's what we're sending to people. They open it, they look at it, they're in a meeting. But we've met them where they want to be met for quick and efficiency. And that's meeting a lot of new tech customers, but also just transparency.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Dave Wyman here, brand new member of Harborstone Credit Union, and I got my PNW cashback checking account for free. No fees or minimums, and when I make everyday purchases with my Harborstone PNW cashback debit card, I earn up to $30 each month. Gas, groceries, coffee, travel, lunch, all categories count toward your cashback. Open your free account online like I did. Go to harborstone.com/cash or visit one of their 30 branches across the Northwest.
Insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
You're losing your hair and you simply need a solution that works. You want the best. Modern technology, top-rated physicians, something that's guaranteed to work. Guys, you need world-class Dr. Perungo and his team at Advanced Hair. Advanced Hair has completely redefined hair restoration. From the experience itself to their unmatched results. Receding hairline, bald spot, thinning hair, maybe all three like I had. Get your hair back with Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment that begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. And get this, Advanced Hair is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. For your free consultation, call 425-449-8185. Right now, you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Refine your hairline with the team that redefined hair restoration. That's 425-449-8185. Or for the before and afters, visit advancedhair.com.
How you do one thing is how you do everything. And for 104 years, Wayscarf Ford has treated their customers a very special way, the Wayscarf way. At the end of this ad, I'll share what might be the best offer they've ever opened up to customers. But first, it's important to understand the way they do it and why. For 104 years, Wayscarf Ford is focused on a low-pressure, family-owned approach, serving Auburn, Pierce, and King counties. They aren't just selling cars. They're welcoming people into the family. Stacy here, and I've personally felt that. I've driven my new Ford Bronco Sport from Wayscarf Ford for over a year. I love it. Getting it was exciting and stress-free, but each time I brought it in because of a minor bump or service, their team has been friendly and polite. I always leave Wayscarf Ford with a smile on my face. And now for the offer. Wayscar Ford is opening up Ford's A-Plan employee pricing to every single customer. It's better than the employee discount. It's the family discount at Wayscar Ford in Auburn.
I'm sure by now you've heard interviews with a whole lot of people who took the First Mark Challenge and saved so much money on their insurance and got better coverage. We call them First Mark victories. Well, I too took the First Mark Challenge and am thrilled to say that First Mark is saving my family thousands. Now that's what I call a victory. Before we got married, my husband had been with the same agent for so long, I think we just assumed that they were working hard to get us the best coverage and save us money, but it wasn't the case. And we only knew that by taking the First Mark Challenge. First Mark works for you, not the insurance carriers. First Mark will fully analyze your current coverage, making sure you're not overpaying for the wrong coverage, which could leave you at risk for financial loss. Then they carefully search the market, dozens of major carriers to find you the best fit. And that's it. First Mark Insurance has helped thousands of families successfully manage the complicated world of insurance and save them thousands, my family included. Be the next First Mark Challenge victory. Take the First Mark Challenge now. It's free. Go to firstmarkinsurance.com. First Mark Insurance, they work for you.
All Covered Painting works with Seattle homeowners who care about details. They listen to your vision and help bring it to life. Book All Covered Painting for your summer project and ask about a complimentary color consultation with an interior designer. allcoveredpainting.com.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The Mariners dropped a series to Detroit with a loss yesterday. Thankfully for Seattle, though, they can brush it off quickly because they open up a series against the Orioles today. First pitch at 3:35 p.m., pregame show at 2:30 on Seattle Sports. It's also Game 3 of the NBA Finals. The Knicks take on the Spurs at Madison Square Garden. Play-by-play begins at 5:30 on the Seattle Sports app.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. How do you make up for when things don't go your way this time? That is how we're connecting the Seahawks and Mariners this year. This is something Cooper Kupp talked about with reporters the other day.
Like, no matter what happens from one year to the next, there's going to be good and there's going to be bad. And I think that what you don't want to fall into is this idea of thinking that just because something worked, that it was the best way of doing things. But at the same time, there's the balance of knowing that if something did work, sometimes it's best not to fix something that was working. So all that being said, it's like you treat this just like any other year. You look at the things that you look at your film, you look at the process, you look at your like what you put on tape and what your year was the year before. You identify things that can get better. You scrutinize, and then you build on those things all off season, and you try to attack the weaknesses. You don't look at the results at all.
Last year was the first time ever that the Seahawks and Mariners won their divisions in the exact same year, and it feels super relevant then that now we're talking about this for the first time with both of them, which is there were things last year that didn't necessarily happen because of pure luck for either of these teams. Both teams had great performances from individuals and also as teams, but there are things that they just can't count on this time around. And there's this delicate balancing act that both the Seahawks and the Mariners, who are in the middle of their season, will have to navigate, which is how do you continue to innovate or be willing to adapt when things aren't quite going your way, but then how do you stay true to who you are and what's going on? So we can start with the Seahawks bump just to maybe take a little bit of a break and then get back to the Mariners with the same approach. But the Seahawks did get a few lucky bounces last year, not that they weren't dominant. So how might they need to make up for things not going their way? Like, was there something last year where you're like, I just don't think you can count on that again?
I don't think you can count on, well, we don't know. I don't know what this run game is going to look like. I don't know. K9's not here. Charbonnet's banged up. So I don't think you can go into this season and expect the run game to hit like it did last year. And honestly, it didn't hit till towards the end of the year last year. That's going to be tough. I don't think you can count on the defense being the best defense in the league again. They can be, but I don't think you go in
just assuming.
Just like how there's a point a couple years ago we just assumed, or it felt like the Mariners assumed that their arms are going to stay completely healthy throughout the whole season, like they did a couple years ago. No, I think health is always the curveball, because guys get banged up. Like, I have a 4-down territory I'm going to talk about. I had no idea this young man was going through the stuff that he went through. So health is one thing you just can't count on, and that's where depth comes in. That's where development comes in, because guys are going to get hurt. It started there. There will be a starter or two that go down this year, and you have to adjust. So I think the main thing is just health. You have to be ready to adjust, because someone's going to get banged up.
I think it's fitting that it's from someone who won a Super Bowl and then had to enter into the next season with his team already and kind of knows what to expect. And he's kind of cautioning people, like, you can't just rest on your laurels. You can't just assume, like, oh, this is going to happen again. Oh, Sam Darnold didn't throw a single interception in the playoffs last year and was the only quarterback to not do so. That can happen again. No, you can't count on that. They lost one starter, and it was Zach Charbonnet, who was still part of a duo back there, but one starter to injury for the season. Now, they lost other guys at points in the season, like Ken Walker was hurt for a little bit of time. Jay Love was hurt. Witherspoon. Like, everyone missed some time here and there. Sam was dealing with an oblique injury late, but, like, they didn't lose a Nick Bosa for the whole season, or their quarterback for a whole season, or JSN for the whole season. That's fortunate. So how do you make up for that? Because you can't just count on that. I mean, Bump, to get back to what the answer you provided, you continue to develop, and you continue to look for, like, who's next? Who's the next man up? And how can we get him better too? Right? That's why it's so important to continue to talk about, like, well, how do you incorporate Rashid Shaheed even more? What if Rashid Shaheed has to be your number one guy for 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Or what if it has to be Cooper Kupp? Or what if Jadarian's hurt and suddenly you're really leaning into efficiency from Sam and great pass pro? Like, you might have to take a slightly different path to the Super Bowl. It doesn't mean you change your DNA, but, like, you can't just count on, yeah, we had Jackson, Smith, and Jigba healthy for the entire season, and he was great.
Look, chances are JSN will not have the year that he had last year. It's a possibility. I don't put it past him, but if I had to bet, I don't think he's going for 1,700 yards. I think he'll go over 1,000 easily and be fine. But every season has its own, like, fingerprint, right? It has its own identity. And if you look at the two Super Bowl championships that this team has won, I mean, the first time around, they didn't have a 1,700-yard receiver on that team. They had a great defense. They didn't have a quarterback who had won 14 games in back-to-back years. They had a quarterback who kind of leaned on their defense. Like, every journey is different, but I think that there's a few things that you can always lean on, is just discipline, focus, togetherness, all the little cliches that we come up with in sports. But every game is going to be different. A.J. Barner might go for 1,000 yards this year. You know, you just don't know what it's going to look like. And as the season progresses, you take what you can get, right? I'm sure Fleury has a plan going into the year. This is who I want this team to be. At some point, that plan might not work, and he's going to have to adjust defensively. Look, we have a lot of our guys coming back from last year. Well, we lost a few guys as well. This is what we were last year. Doesn't necessarily mean this is what you're going to be. And I've said this before. Jay Love was talking about how Mike McDonald is already adding new stuff, right? Because you have new personnel. You lost, 3 starters or 4 on defense? Boye, Kobe.
Well, one starter on defense. Kobe. Well, your Super Bowl starter.
Yeah.
And Boye,
well, you lost contributors, guys who played 70% of the snaps out there.
Yeah.
So the foundation of his defense is going to be the same, but I'm sure he's tweaking it based off the personnel that he has available.
I'm actually really glad that you mentioned A.J. Barner. I want to jump back to potentially just offense here, but I like the idea of, too, like, okay, you want to be a team that is physical, plays great defense, uses disguises defensively, that runs the ball, smart quarterback play, etc. Like, that's kind of your DNA. But, like, how might you want to evolve and do some things a bit differently in response to something else that might not be great? What if your defensive line play is not as stellar this year as it was last year? Well, what if, to your point, What if your tight ends are used in more innovative ways? Like, where can you get even better and continue to evolve to make up for what might be deficiencies or unexpected deficiencies elsewhere? Like, you can't just count on the same things going right. So where do you take a step forward elsewhere? Is there somewhere you look at with this team and you go, you know what? I would love to see them evolve here. I'd love to see them take another step forward here. And I think that makes up for the possibility that they struggle surprisingly elsewhere.
Rashid Shaheed has to take another step because teams are going to be locked in on JSN. They were locked in last year, but even more so this year, the reigning Offensive Player of the Year. You need guys like Rashid Shaheed to become more integrated into this offense. And easier said than done because you have a new offensive coordinator. I bet if Kubiak was back, he would utilize him a bit more, and I'm sure Fleury's going to do it too. But, yeah, you need a guy like Rashid Shaheed to step up. You need a guy like Julian Neal to flash every now and then, to Ed Clark to flash a bit. Like, you just need different contributors to the group project because no team is the same.
Yeah.
And I'm just so interested to see how much more aggressive is Mike going to be defensively. Is he going to be aggressive? Or is Fleury going to be stubborn with the run like Kubiak was at times?
Yeah.
Is Jadarian Price, is he going to be that guy for real? Like, there's so many questions going in, but because they have such a solid foundation, because over the last 2 years, Mike McDonald has kind of molded this thing to what he wants to be, you can't just insert and everything is good.
Yep.
But as a team, the focus is the same, right? It's just the adjustments being made throughout the season are going to be interesting. And I just can't wait to see what this defense looks like with the additions, with Bud Clark and Julian and all those guys. And then the new offensive coordinator. This is going to be – it's a weird place to be because I just don't know. Yeah. I know the person. I believe in the personnel. I know the personnel. I believe in the coach and all that stuff. But you don't know until you line up.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Hey, I want to get to the Mariners for the last 5 minutes here, but for a very particular reason, because I do think there's one thing they're doing that's a bit different than what the Seahawks have experienced. Joan Bellevue texts in and says, well, this conversation's true for every team, which he's right about that. He said, including the Rams. Some players will be healthier, some will be less so, some players will perform worse, and someone we didn't think of will be better. That's absolutely true. Joe is right on. But I also think that's what makes this uniquely challenging for the Mariners. The Seahawks have been successful. Now, this group hadn't been to and won a Super Bowl, and so Cooper Kupp's insight here is incredibly valuable to this team. He is a player who has been to and won a Super Bowl and then had to come into the next season and been like, okay, this is what it was like. So that's really useful. The Mariners are in an interesting spot. That Game 7 finish, even though it was a loss and it was gutting, was the furthest this franchise has ever been.
Mm-hmm.
I think that there might be some important lessons they're learning right now in real time about what they should and shouldn't have expected this year. I don't think that anyone in that building was expecting Cal Raleigh to hit 60 home runs. I think that they were probably expecting when they were constructing this team bump that he would have gotten off to a hotter start than he did, and now it's cost them. Not just that, though. There's some other things, right? Mm-hmm. Like we started the show talking about Andres Muñoz. Did they allow for, and we don't know the answer, did they allow for regression with Muñoz or with a bullpen? Like, I think this team is learning in real time that, like, ooh, we might have counted on a little too much to go right again this year. How do we correct now?
That's a tough one because you think about the moves that were made with the Mariners are that obviously every year you're trying to get better, right? You're trying to add. You add to the bullpen. You add to your lineup with Donovan. But they've never been just a really aggressive team during the offseason. Right? So the way I look at this Mariners team is, okay, you have until the trade deadline. That's when you make your adjustments, you make your moves. I think they thought coming into this season that they're not banking on Cal being banged up. I think that they were hoping that Julio got off to a fast start, which he has. Mm-hmm. I think they thought Donovan was going to contribute a bit more sooner. And it hasn't flowed the way that they thought it was going to flow. But there's only about 3 or 4 teams every year where things just happen for them. Mm-hmm. And last year, going back to football, the Hawks were one of those teams. With the Mariners, they're a slow game, steady game. They're going to wait it out, and then boom, trade deadline. Let's make a move and see what happens there. But the weird part about this one is everyone we talk to about the trade deadline, they're not saying there's a bunch of bats out there that are available. It's not the trade deadline isn't as the market isn't as popping as it was last year. So I think that the Mariners are. I think I understand who they are now. I think they're just a team that slowly gains momentum and then I trust in Jerry to do something at the trade deadline that needs to be done. What is that? I don't know. We'll see when Cal gets back. We'll see what Donovan looks like. We'll see what Muñoz looks like. Right now, we're kind of shaky on Muñoz. We'll see what the rotation looks like. There's this. I've learned just to be patient and slow play with the Mariners.
I think you're right about that, and I also think you're right in that they can't be quite as aggressive at this deadline as they have been in recent seasons, because they've knocked it out of the park with trade deadline stuff over the last several years. But I do wonder if it's too late to say they should have done more. Okay, and what? It's It's June 8th. Now all you can do is play through it and try to improve and get better. But I just wonder what lessons they're learning right now about like, okay, now we know. Because they haven't been there. It's not their fault.
Yeah.
Like you get there for the first time. I think so much about the Rams early with Sean McVay getting to the playoffs and losing and being like, okay, this was really exciting to break this drought and to go there and do that. But like, man, we learned some important lessons.
Yeah.
Like you have to stumble and have those painful memories in order to learn what you can and can't or maybe shouldn't count on the next season. And I think the Mariners are learning that right now.
Mm-hmm.
Can I ask you a question that's kind of like only tangentially related to this, but I was thinking about it earlier, and you mentioned, I don't know what you said earlier in our conversation about the Seahawks, like watching the Seahawks, it was clear that they were really good. You were just kind of waiting to see a couple little things, but it was like clear from the jump the Seahawks were one of the better teams.
Mm-hmm.
Following Thursday night, I had this feeling, as did you, and we talked about it, where you're like, are they going to do it? Like, oh my God, they might actually do it. Like you kind of felt it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel that way with the Mariners right now. Like, they don't look like one of the league's best teams. But is it different, you think, in baseball, where, like, a team can very much look like, I don't know, man, it just doesn't feel like they're going to win a World Series, but then can?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many games we play in baseball. Right, just last week, they won, 7 games in a row?
8.
8 games in a row?
Yeah.
My bad. Get it right. And we were hyped. We're looking at the team. We're saying, all right, let's see what they do against Detroit now coming up.
Yeah.
I'm with you where it doesn't feel like they're that team, but we've also felt that way about this team before, and they win 14 games in a row.
That's true.
You know, baseball is such a streaky sport, and in football it's different because if you lose your first 3 games in football, you're probably not making the playoffs. In baseball, man, you can come out so slow, win 7-8 games in a row, and have everything start to click, right? Have maybe a rookie in Colt Emerson by the end of this year look like a bona fide baller in this league. So yeah, I think in baseball you have to slow play unless you are one of the teams that are spending $700 million on your roster every year. You got to slow play, and it's very possible for them to get hot and do their thing. We still haven't seen this team at full strength yet. We still haven't seen Cal play his best baseball yet. So yeah, I think it is different with baseball. I think with baseball, you get hot at the right time, things start clicking, you go on a run. That's essentially what happened to the Mariners last year.
Yeah.
Got hot at the right time, things started clicking, boom, you're 1 out away from World Series.
Like, it's okay right now to not, like, feel in your gut that they're going to make it work.
Yeah.
Let's get to 4-down territory.
This is 4-down territory, going inside the game with former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
First down, Bump. Who earned even more respect from you this offseason?
You're never completely healthy in football. The only time you're healthy is your first OTA practice. Other than that, you're going to be bruised up, you're going to be sore, you're going to feel all that. And I read something that said A.J. Barner just had surgery this offseason, didn't specify for what exactly, but during the season, he had issues with his hip, his elbow, his shoulder, his knee, his ankle. It's like, dang.
The whole body.
The whole body. This is what football is right here, is that guys battle through some things, man. And we already like AJ. He's one of our favorites, right? Personality-wise, he's dope. As a tight end, I think he can be one of the best in the game. But to hear about him just battling through these injuries and not complaining once about anything. And we see him walking around and he looks healthy or whatnot, but you never know what someone's dealing with in a football season. So A.J. Barner having surgery this offseason surprised me because I didn't hear anything about none of these injuries. So big ups to A.J., man. He's going to have a big year.
Second down. Why do you think ticket sales are low for the London game?
Because nobody wants to see the Texans and the Jags play. Like,
fly to London for it.
Put a good team out there. I mean, I guess the Jags were decent last year. The defense was pretty good.
Divisional
But
game.
Texans and Jags?
Oh, no.
in London, they're tired of the Jags.
Yeah.
I mean, just put a different team out there. It's crazy. They say you can still buy blocks of like 12 to 14 tickets right now because the ticket sales are low.
What, for like a birthday party?
They've been on sale since May 29th, and the tickets are so low. You got to put a better team in London. I know it feels like the NFL's been trying to move the Jags to London for the last 10 years.
Yes.
But, yeah, it's the Texans and the Jags. No one wants to see those two teams play.
Yeah. That was a weird choice.
I mean, I'd watch it because I like football.
Well, I'd watch it from the comfort of my living room.
Yeah. If you want the random English fan to show up or want to go to that game, you got to put a name out there that people are going to recognize. So, yeah, NFL, I think they've done a good job with the other games, right? The Australia game and all that stuff, but take the Jags out of London. I bet the Jags are even tired of going to London at this point.
Third down. Who's handling business poorly this offseason?
The more I read about this dude, the more disappointed I am in Brandon Ayuk. Just the way that he's handling this whole thing. His best bet is to go to OTAs, not participate, and just wait for these guys, the 49ers, to release him. But he's in the media talking about him. It's just not a good look because now who's going to want that on their team, right? And he said, stop running from the belt, Ayuk said in the video. The belt coming. You scared. They scared. The truth is they scared. They know how I get. They're going to say, oh, BA did this, BA did that, allegedly. But what they're not going to do is, what they're not going to say is BA is bad in football because they know how I get. It's just less is more. Like, just quietly show up. You don't have to do anything. I think his reputation is being tarnished right now with the way he's been handling stuff.
I agree.
It's just a bad look for BA right now, man. So, no, he's losing money. They need to release him immediately and just wash their hands clean of this guy.
Has he been going by BA for a while? Because that's the first time I'm hearing that.
Yeah, I've heard him.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know that I'd go by BA.
You don't like that?
No, because it's like borderline like BO. BA, I just don't. No, I don't like it. Not that it's any of my business.
BA?
No, what I
Too
think
close to
doesn't
BO?
matter. No, I don't. BA. Something about it I don't like. I don't know what it is.
Nah.
No, but again, it's his nickname. He gets to choose it.
Yeah.
It's not really how nicknames work.
Do you give yourself a nickname or people give you a nickname?
Yeah, no, I can give myself nicknames. It's no, what's
it's
given.
got to be given by somebody.
Yeah.
And well, I don't like the nicknames that have been given to me.
What have been given to you?
Nothing.
Crybaby Stacy.
No,
Crybaby
Crybaby
Stacy,
Stacy is what they called me in elementary school.
Stinky
My sister
Stacy.
started that one, and Curtis's daughter started Stinky Stacy. So Stinky
Your
Stacy.
mom called you Stinky Stacy as a kid.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
because I was a
Don't be
smelly
putting-
baby.
don't be putting the blame
That's
on my
true.
flesh and
No, you're
blood.
totally right. But Willa has kept
I mean,
it
they've
going.
ran with it, yes.
Yes, she has unfortunately perpetuated it. So yeah, Crybaby Stacy and Stinky Stacy are not cool. And you know what? Maybe I should leave BA alone. I should leave it alone.
Exactly.
That's not bad. Fourth down. I would like for Willa to stop.
Look, I can only control
I'm
so much. With
being
her.
bullied by a toddler. Who could take the Seahawks offense to another level?
Torrey Horton can take this offense to the next level. I think Rashid Shaheed is probably the better choice, but if you get your third receiver to contribute at a high clip, I think this offense can be great. I said before, I'm just so interested to see how Fleury calls plays.
Mm-hmm.
Who does he isolate? How does he move guys around and get the football? I mean, Horton only had 13 catches for 161, but 5 touchdowns, 1 punt return to the house as well. We know what he's capable of doing. I think he's one of the more polished receivers out there. And I look at the receiving core for the Patriots, and I'm like, they probably have the deepest core over there. If you can get your number 3 and Horton the ball out, and then sprinkle in a random, an A.J. Barner, not a random, but an extra tight end or whatnot, this offense can be great. And I think that with the experience that Sam Darnold has had over these past couple of seasons, I would assume that Fleury would have more confidence and let him open this thing up. So I think Torrey Horton could be a key to this whole thing, man. He got to stay healthy. It's crazy that I've never heard of shins taking somebody out that long. It must have been the worst shin splints I've ever seen in my life.
He must have had to build new shins from scratch.
Had to glue them things back together. I don't know what happened, but Torrey Horton, man, I see the potential in this young man. He could be the key.
You're listening to Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. A major ruling from a judge in Texas has sent shockwaves through the college football world. More on that next.
Think you know the Mariners? Not if you aren't subscribed to the Daily Mariners newsletter from Seattle Sports.
That's what they've been waiting for.
The latest Mariners news and injury updates, exclusives from Mariners insider Shannon Dreyer.
You look at the pieces and how it works.
Plus the best takes and breakdowns from your favorite Seattle sports hosts and contributors.
The Mariners seem to be trying to build something that I think is a little bit more sustainable.
The Daily Mariners newsletter.
Monster solo home run.
Subscribe at seattlesports.com/newsletter.
The warm weather has me thinking about summer plans. Stacy here to add one thing to the top of your list. Book a demo and check out the brand new all-electric wake boat from ARC. I got to ride in the brand new ARC Sport. It was a luxury EV, but on the water, obviously. Quiet, powerful, easy to operate, and low maintenance. As soon as you see it coming, you know it's different because it doesn't make any noise. There's no loud engine or gas fumes. You hop aboard and immediately feel like you're someone important. Luxury finishes, clean, tech throughout. Driving it is smooth, and it has that impressive kick that you expect from an EV. Very cool. Charging it is super easy. They said they've never had an issue finding chargers. Yes, I did ask. I checked for you guys. Not paying for gas is a huge plus. So you can book a free demo and see it for yourself. You're going to come away impressed, I promise. They're doing demos on Lake Union, Lake Washington, and Lake Sammamish. Honestly, if I could drive one of these to work, I would. Schedule your demo for free at arcboats.com/demo. If you can't make it to them in Kirkland, they'll come pick you up.
Shopping for a new Mazda? Shop the West Coast's largest Mazda dealer, Mazda of Everett, with more new Mazdas in stock than any dealer in the region. Shop over 780 new Mazdas. Click on the Mazda of Everett price. At Mazda of Everett, exceptional customer satisfaction is the standard. Plus, at Mazda of Everett, you negotiate directly with the owner. Locally owned, trusted by thousands. Shop MazdaofEverett.com and see why we're number one.
How would you like to invest in the Seattle real estate market, one of the hottest and most stable regions in the country, and achieve a great rate of return on your investment without the effort of sourcing a deal, the expense and time of building permits, or all the hassles that come with being a landlord? Hi, I'm Scott Rireka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Invest in the stability and ease of Legacy Group Capital's Northwest Fund. Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
Eric Johnson here. I covered a lot of accidents over the past 30 years or so, but I never got to say much about what to do after a crash. Be honest, do you know what evidence to collect, what pictures to take, what documents to request, or what you shouldn't say to your insurance company? The Washington Accident Book Series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the roads throw at them. Know your rights and how to avoid common mistakes after an accident by getting your free copy at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Long days call for lots of golf. Hey, it's Graz here, encouraging you to book a tee time between 5 a.m. and 8 p.m. at your local premier course, like Bellevue, Bill Wright, Cedar Crest, Inner Bay, Jackson Park, Lake Padden, Legion Memorial, Linwood, and Walter Hall. In Western Washington, you know you're never far from a premier course. It accommodates all skill levels, and with affordable rates, you can book a tee time and truly enjoy the summer. If you're not in the mood for walking, play Top Tracer at the range at Inner Bay, Bill Wright, and Jackson Park. Play the courses. Play Premier.
Mariners and Orioles today in Baltimore. First pitch at 3:35, 2:30 pregame. Get every pitch of every game for free on the Seattle Sports app.
Did you really think Pure Talk was just going to sit back and watch America turn 250 years old without doing something awesome to celebrate? Of course not. That's why they're raising $250,000 for America's Warrior Partnership by the end of July. America's Warrior Partnership is on the front line of preventing veteran suicide. They've had extraordinary success, and here's how you can help. When you switch your cell phone service to Pure Talk this month, you'll be invited to round up to support America's Warrior Partnership. No pressure, but if you do, Pure Talk will match your donation dollar for dollar. And to further celebrate 250 years of our extraordinary democratic republic, Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data for just $34.99 a month. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. That's pound 250, say Mike Rowe. And happy birthday to us.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope it'd go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was going to unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Around the Diamond is sponsored by Klein Jewelers.
This is The Timeline
with Bump and Stacy.
Brought to you by 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
A judge in Texas is sending shockwaves through the college football world. Here's what's happening. Texas Tech starting quarterback Brendan Sorsby placed bets on his own games when he was a member of Indiana's football team back in 2022. I think it was up to $90,000 that he ended up betting through accounts registered in his name and the names of family members. He ended up saying that he had thousands and thousands of bets. He ended up saying that he had a gambling addiction, which was akin to like a mental illness, like a real addiction, which the NCAA kind of pushed back against, saying that he didn't actually like seek treatment for this. But I digress. Either way, he was considering just enter the supplemental draft to enter the NFL, but he wanted to continue playing collegiately, so he filed an injunction against the NCAA, which had obviously banned him. So this judge, Ken Curry, granted that injunction, and now Brendan only has to sit out the first 2 games of the season as punishment. So the NCAA has just issued a statement being like, this is not okay. They said the NCAA strongly disagrees with the court's ruling in Sorsby's case and is deeply concerned about the damaging, far-reaching, and broadly destabilizing ramifications of this outcome, which undermine and corrupt the integrity of sports. That's not all the statement says, but guys, think about this. It does open a can of worms a little bit. This judge said, no, you cannot ban this guy from entering the transfer portal and going to play somewhere else and continuing his, college education and playing career. And the NCAA said, but he gambled and bet on his team when he was a player. He broke the rules. What do you mean he broke the rules? He's not allowed to play. If anyone's wondering the reasoning for the judge, he issued 3 things. He said that basically by banning Sorsby, if the NCAA were allowed to do so, he wouldn't benefit from elite coaching, training resources, camaraderie, that he wouldn't be able to build the skills necessary to maximize his own success, and that he wouldn't be able to make an informed decision regarding whether or not to enter the 2026 supplemental draft.
He's got to sit for a year at least. He's got to sit.
Not now.
But the judge, here's the thing is, I'm putting myself in the shoes of the judge, and it makes sense, right? A young man made a mistake. He, when he's removed from a football team, he's not around the guys. The development isn't there. I get it. It's soft, but I understand exactly what that judge is talking about. But if you break the rules, there has to be some sort of consequence. You don't just say, "Oh man, you messed that one up. Don't do it again." Like, there has to be some type of consequence for breaking the rules. You're betting on your team.
Yes.
It's illegal. You cannot do that. So the judge's reasoning, it makes sense, but I'm also thinking about the consequence. There has to be some type of consequence for clearly breaking the rules.
Well, and that's what you give up by doing this. You do not have a right as a college football recruit to play football and keep your scholarship if you violated those rules. When you sign, when you sign that letter of intent and when you accept the scholarship and when you go to play, there are rules that you have to follow. Likewise, there are things that the NCAA has to do, right? Like there's a contract that you engage in there. So for the judge to say, well, Sorsby is going to miss out on benefiting from elite coaching and camaraderie, and he's not going to be able to make an informed decision on whether to enter. Well, that's what he gave up.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a right to those things. He doesn't have a right to camaraderie. He doesn't have a right to those training resources. I don't even, you know what I think it is? I think that courts and therefore the NCAA and the relationship that those two are going to have with each other are still figuring out how to navigate when people like Sorsby say, well, I actually have a gambling addiction. Because now it has fallen under, now are we getting into protected class? Are we getting into, because addiction, if you were saying like I had a mental illness or I had a disability or I had something like that, like I think that courts would be more lenient in understanding like, okay, if he enters into this treatment program, like I think that the way gambling addiction is viewed and talked about maybe is still new.
Yeah.
But I mean, you broke the rules knowingly.
This is him manipulating the system. He was informed by legal counsel, that look, if we say it's an addiction, all right, they're going to treat you differently. If you're viewed as just someone who isn't trustworthy and just was reckless, then they will treat you different. But I mean, the way our world works today, there are certain key terms you throw out there, and people, for the sake of like their reputation or
addiction,
or I'm trying to say it without sounding like a you know what?
Say it.
It's just soft as heck. It's just you make a decision, all right, and whatever comes after that comes after that. If there are rules, you break the rules and you break the rules. But people manipulate the system by throwing key terms out there, and it's just soft to me. He needs to sit down. He shouldn't be allowed to be around the team and all the camaraderie or whatnot. Go handle your addiction at a rehab center or something.
I do agree with you. Some prominent voices in college sports sounding off about this. This was Pete Thamel saying it's an unprecedented day.
This is certainly an unprecedented day in the history of college sports. And I don't want to sound overdramatic here, but gambling has always been a thick red line. And the fact that Brendan Sorsby, who admitted to placing thousands of bets for $90,000, including 40 bets on his own team while he was at Indiana, the fact that he is going to be or has been legally cleared to play college football this season at Texas Tech is simply something that we've never seen before. And it's the latest manifestation of one of the biggest issues in college sports right now, which is local rulings overruling what the NCAA rules are supposed to be. And this one feels the most significant because gambling cuts different than a medical red shirt, than an age argument like the Bediako case, for example. I don't think I've gotten more text on my phone about a breaking news story unprompted ever, or certainly not in the last 5 years.
One more cut here, Bump. Here's Chris Fowler.
College football is filled with upsets. The fact that a Lubbock judge ruled that way, I would not call an upset. I think you can find a judge to create an injunction for or against anything in the world. And it didn't surprise me. Gambling is a pretty serious thing. It should be taken really seriously by anybody who's in charge. As you said, the problem is no one is in charge of college football. So maybe there's other chapters to happen. I mean, I never take pleasure in seeing a dude make a big mistake and then have it cost him his career. But there are consequences for these things. And, I would expect at this point, I guess he'll be on the field, but there may be another chapter to happen.
I just don't understand the ruling itself. Like Ken Curry said, the applicant, Sorsby, has demonstrated he will suffer a probable, imminent, and irreparable injury if the court does not grant the temporary injunction to allow him to, or to stop the NCAA from banning him. Well, the injury is that he misses out on being eligible for college football. It's irreparable because you violated the rules and now you have a ban and you don't get to undo it, but you have not been banned from playing football forever. You can go to the CFL. You could, you know what I mean? Like you could join alternate leagues. You could go into coaching somewhere else. Like you have just been banned from this organization because you violated their rules. I just don't understand. It's self-inflicted, man.
Yeah, here's where the judge is correct. Like you need to train. You need to work out, right? Or injuries are going to happen. You know what? Go get yourself a personal trainer. Something tells me you're chipped up, you're papered up, went to Texas Tech. I'm sure you got some NIL money that you can lean on. And they're right and they're wrong. And I think someone texted in, like, that is the punishment. You miss out on the camaraderie. You miss out on the training. You miss out on being around the guys and doing all that stuff because you made that decision. Now you got to take it among yourself to stay in shape, to get ready, to be mentally right. It's soft as heck. And it's embarrassing because, look, maybe he does have an addiction. Maybe he does. But something tells me that he was told to throw that word out there, and therefore we can manipulate this system. So I want to, the judge, shame on you, Judge. Like, come on, man. That young man needs to sit down for a year and do nothing. All right, train on your own. You lost that privilege. It's embarrassing, honestly.
Let's go around the diamond. The Mariners start a 4-game series against the Orioles tonight at Camden Yards. Pregame is at 2:30 p.m. First pitch at 3:35 on Seattle Sports. That's Around the Diamond, brought to you by Klein Jewelers. Edmonds, you're listening to Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. Coming up, a take you've got to hear on American sports.
ESPN senior MLB insider Jeff Passan every Tuesday morning at 8:30 with Brock and Salk.
Brought to you by your Western Washington Toyota dealers.
Colt Emerson has a 157 OPS plus. What are we watching, Jeff?
The numbers are the numbers. The data is the data. It tells us what this player is producing, and there's no reason to think that he's not going to be able to do at the big league level what he did at the minor league level.
Get more on the Seattle Sports YouTube page and the Seattle Sports app.
People can see through if it's not genuine, and it's genuine here. The Johnsons always talk about in orientation meeting, their dad and grandpa, they always maintain that it's a people business. We're not here to sell cars and work on cars. That's what we do, but it's really about just helping people. Every month we have a new employee orientation meeting, and the Johnsons present. They can't get out to all the stores every day and meet everyone, but at least they get to shake hands with new employees every month in the orientation meeting. And they tell everyone there's not one car deal or one repair order that is worth tarnishing our reputation and ruining an experience for a customer. That just is really what is instilled.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Dino was suffering from a rotator cuff tear in his right shoulder.
Part of the pain is like taking off my shirt. I couldn't even really button my pants. I could actually qualify for a shoulder replacement if I wanted to go that route.
He chose to see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine for stem cell therapy.
I heard the commercials for Dr. Wagner. I did my research. I thought about surgery, but the recovery time was so long, I didn't want to have to be in a sling. I want to be able to retire in a few months, get back to bike riding and playing golf without any pain in my shoulder.
Dino knew from experience that stem cell therapy works. Dr. Wagner had already helped him recover from osteoarthritis in his thumb, but he's not done yet.
And now 2 years later, I'm having an issue with my left shoulder, so I've got it scheduled, and I'm going to go back to see Dr. Wagner again because it was so successful.
Before you choose surgery, consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. Schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
Upgrade your home with Lake Washington Windows and Doors. Be among the first 40 June projects to sign up for 5 or more installed windows and receive a free patio door. Plus, enjoy 12 months no interest, no payments financing. LakeWashingtonWindows.com.
For over 113 years, Pacific Lamp and Supply Company has been your #1 lighting specialist in Washington, from the Space Needle in Seattle all the way to the Riverwalk in Spokane. With the largest lighting inventory in Washington, Pacific Lamp's knowledgeable and experienced staff can assist with any lighting issue, including intricate lighting and control designs. Plus, they work with all utilities in Washington to get you the best available lighting rebates. Pacific Lamp and Supply Company, Washington's lighting experts since 1912. Visit pacificlamp.com.
Stacy here. Sell your car to Wayscar Ford, and when they resell it, they share half their profit with you. That's right. Sell your car to Wayscar Ford, Isuzu, and Auburn. They'll pay you today for your car, and once they resell it, they'll share half their profit with you. WayscarFord.com.
Yay to Bruce, the streaming king.
With quantum fiber internet, he's gonna binge.
He wants more. He's got to have more.
More bedtime true crime.
More podcasts in the shower.
Quantum fiber Wi-Fi has the power. More fast internet speed.
He's got the gigs to go big. Bring him the game
right now.
And his royal we.
More sports non-stop. His quantum fiber's on top. Yay to you.
Switch today at quantumfiber.com. Limited availability, service and speed in select locations only.
Mariners and Orioles today in Baltimore. First pitch at 3:35, 2:30 pregame. Get every pitch of every game for free on the Seattle Sports app.
Meet Matthew Preston. Inside his apartment, everything he holds dear is protected by Progressive's renter's insurance, like his laptop and a surprisingly valuable collection of baseball bobbleheads. Outside his apartment, his laptop is still protected, as are his bobbleheads, which he carries around with him for reasons no one knows. Renters, the limits of protection aren't just the four walls of your home. When you're in Progressive's Protection Zone. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-771-1300. That's 800-771-1300.
June is Men's Health Month, and Swedish Cyberknife is encouraging men to talk about their own health with family members and medical professionals. Swedish Cyberknife can effectively treat conditions like prostate cancer, which can run in the family. Swedish Cyberknife requires only 5 short treatments, each lasting less than an hour. To learn more about Cyberknife for prostate cancer treatment, go to swedish.org/cyberknifeprostate. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish Cyberknife.
Cyberknife is a registered trademark of Accuray Incorporated and is used with permission.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for honest pricing, expert service, and guaranteed repairs. This dedication has earned them a Carfax Preferred designation. At Bucky's, every customer gets detailed Carfax updates, timely service reminders, and a full service history, all at your fingertips. With 16 family-owned locations, no appointment needed, and easy financing, Bucky's makes auto care simple. Visit Bucky's.com today and drive with confidence. Bucky's.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bump Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
God, I can't stop thinking about that case. We were talking about it during the entire break. Another thing you might end up talking about today is this sound from Zlatan Ibrahimovic that's since gone viral.
Nailed it.
He was interviewed by Tom Brady over the weekend and had this to say about the biggest difference between European sports fans and American fans.
Most of my career, I played in Italy. I played in France. I played in Spain. I played in England. I came over to U.S. I think U.S. had the softest fans from in my world, let's say. Because I think the setup in U.S. is like the regular season, you just have to reach the playoff.
Yeah.
So when we were losing games, they were like, don't worry, we just need to reach the playoffs. And I'm like, what do you mean, don't worry? In my world, I am worried because we just lost. No, but we just need to reach the first 7. But that's different approach mentally because I come, I'm Zlatan, I need to perform. If I lose, I feel I lose, not the team, because I failed. And then he's saying to me, don't worry, we just need to reach the playoff. And then I'm like, but then come back when the playoff starts. Don't train with me now because I want to do good in regular season. Because if we think about my contract, I get paid now. I don't get paid when the playoffs start.
I understand that he's sometimes like a joke of himself and that has also been on Ted Lasso as a result of that, quite literally playing himself. But I'm not mad at the take.
No, it makes sense.
I don't mind the take.
I think if we're talking soccer, basketball, baseball, yes. Football, every game matters. It's every game. You lose your first 3 games in NFL, by 80% chance you're not making the playoffs. So I think he's referring to those sports. And, yeah, I would agree because in the English Premier League, it's whoever has the most points at the end of the league wins that thing. And we just saw Arsenal do something they haven't done in years, right? Winning the EPL. So, yeah, I think he's right. And I think that he's a different breed, too. Zlatan is a different breed. And I appreciate him for that. But I think he's absolutely right.
I think that there's a tricky thing. On the one hand, I totally get it. Because if I were to come here and let's say baseball's tough because it is so long. Let's say it's the NBA. You would have a feeling of like, what do you mean you're doing, you're managing reps and load management? Yeah. What are you talking about? What, you're getting paid millions of dollars? I mean, fans complain about that. Mm-hmm. They're like, wait, but I flew in to watch Zion play and Zion's not playing or whatever it is. So on the one hand, there is some truth to the idea of like, every game should matter. You should have that intensity with every single game. Mm-hmm. On the other, I don't know that you can get through a 162-game baseball season treating it like that, because you will ruminate and be unable. If you have a day game after a night game when you went 0 for 4 and had an error in right field, and then you enter into a matinee finale and you're still ruminating because you just went so hard, like, you kind of have to brush it off.
Yeah.
I feel like, you know what I mean? I'm like, there is kind of, players need that approach.
Yeah. Well, the playoffs is what softened things up because you can kind of see where you are, right? All right, right now we're in the third seed, right? We can probably afford to lose a couple games and rest our guys. They don't have playoffs. It's just whoever is at the top of the league at the end of the year is the winner. So what he's missing, though, is the playoffs are something special. Like, you get in baseball, hockey playoffs are crazy. The playoffs are something special. So, yeah, we marathon this thing over here, I guess. And I don't like the load management thing. I think players should play if you are healthy, you're ready to go, you get your butt out there. That's why Michael Jordan used to play in as many games as he wanted to, because he said, look, someone's paying for the Jordan experience, right? He understood who he was and what he meant to the game. I think load management is garbage. I think that if you only time you should miss a game is when you're completely injured and just can't do it. But don't sleep on the playoffs. Playoffs get crazy. So I would encourage a Zlatan to check out, even as a game he doesn't really understand, maybe a hockey game. Go to a hockey playoff game, then you understand why we kind of marathon that thing and take our time with it.
Well, and obviously with a completely different format
than
what he's used to, that wouldn't make sense because you're kind of just in the playoffs all the time. But what do you think of this? The 360 said he's not wrong. Baseball was a better sport when fewer teams made the playoffs.
No, I like that more teams have an opportunity. I like that because that's where you get the stories, right? The underdog coming out of nowhere. I'm not mad at that. I understand where that person is coming from. Is baseball is it's the hardest sport to make the playoffs, in my opinion, because the season is so dang long. But no, I like teams having more chances to get in that thing and make it happen.
I agree, and I think also now we're getting into a slightly different conversation about like, well, what made sports better if you felt like they were better? And this could be a baseball conversation. It can be an NBA conversation. There are some people that love it exactly as it is right now. Like, if you love home runs and if you love amazing pitching, you've never seen better baseball, particularly with pitching. Mm-hmm. But the development of that pitching at a rate that's accelerated past the development of hitting, and that's why you don't see as many hits or small ball, is why some people don't like it as much. I don't know that that's playoffs. I think that's how players have been developed and incentivized. I think that has more of an impact over how baseball's played today than just like, yeah, it's not as good because more teams get into the playoffs, so fewer teams care. I don't think that's it.
No, I'm with you 100%. I think baseball's in like what Bryce Harper said, man, baseball's in such a good place right now. I wouldn't change anything. I love all the changes that have been made. If we talk about like the four major sports, baseball has probably changed the most over the last 4 or 5 years. I'm with you.
Do you think American athletes should care about regular seasons more?
Yeah. In those three sports, in football it's different. In football, you're only 17 games. Every game means so much. In the other sports, yeah, for sure.
Like, we might in week 1, Seahawks lost in week 1 last year. We might say in week 1 or 2, hey, I know that you're 0-2, but, and then XYZ, make a case for whatever. You might say, like, guys, it's week 2, calm down. But you say that more as if you're supposed to be a Super Bowl team like Seattle and you're struggling at the gates, you say it to be more like, hey, we've seen more good than bad. Let's wait until we have more information.
Yeah.
But you don't wait that much longer. You wait until week 5, and then you go, okay, now are you 0-4?
Yeah, exactly.
Now you're a little
Your
worried.
season can be lost
Now you're a little nervous.
really quickly.
Well, speaking of the Seahawks, let's talk to John Boyle. He joins us next.
Think you know the Mariners? Not if you aren't subscribed to the Daily Mariners newsletter from Seattle Sports.
That's what they've been waiting for.
The latest Mariners news and injury updates, exclusives from Mariners insider Shannon Dreyer.
You look at the pieces and how it works.
Plus the best takes and breakdowns from your favorite Seattle sports hosts and contributors.
The Mariners seem to be trying to build something that I think is a little bit more sustainable.
The Daily Mariners newsletter.
Monster solo home run.
Subscribe at seattlesports.com/newsletter.
What does baseball and Klein Jewelers have in common? Diamonds, of course. Hi, Andy Klein here. Sure, we love baseball, but we love diamonds even more. Why? Because our diamonds sparkle and last longer than 9 innings. Every diamond is hand-selected for maximum brilliance, quality, and value. Klein Jewelers by the Fountain in downtown Edmonds also has a big selection of engagement rings, wedding bands, diamond and gemstone fashion jewelry, and one-of-a-kind custom designs. Swing for the fences and shine with Klein.
Hey, baseball fans, Rick Riz here. I'm excited to introduce you to my good friend Keith Dashafee, owner of Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Keith?
Thanks, Rick. Improve your play with 25% off windows and doors or 12 months, no interest, and no payments. We're also giving back to the community with 2 $5,000 scholarships for our local youth sports teams. Upgrade your home today at PellaPNW.com.
That's fantastic, Keith. Don't wait. Schedule your free appointment today at PellaPNW.com.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
7 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today.
In addition to treating ED and Peyronie's disease, we now offer testosterone replacement therapy. With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
How many times have we heard lowest prices, best service ad nauseum? At Pacific Power Batteries, we know that good stuff isn't cheap, and neither are good, trained employees. But at Pacific Power Batteries, the phenomenal people can install your auto, boat, or RV battery for a nominal charge. We offer cash and carry pricing for you do-it-yourselfers. We'll leave the balloons, monkeys, and trumpets to the other guys. But either way, Pacific Power Batteries is a great place to buy batteries.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You deserve a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Switch today. Get started for $60 a month for 12 months when you add an advanced solution to a qualifying internet package. Limited time offer. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and autopay with bank account required. Taxes and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
What if I told you a local credit union is giving members up to $30 per month just to make everyday purchases? Dave Wyman here, and when I heard about the offer from Harborstone Credit Union, I said, sign me up. And that's what I did at harborstone.com/cash. You know, I'm not a tech-savvy guy, but opening a checking account was easy enough for me to figure out. I got my PNW Cashback checking account for free, no fees or minimums, and when I make everyday purchases with my Harborstone PNW Cashback debit card, I earn up to $30 each month. My wife loves it when I get cash back on gas, groceries, coffee, travel, and lunch. All categories count towards your cash back. You can even tap to pay. If you live, work, or worship in the state of Washington, sign up for a membership with Harborstone Credit Union and get the PNW Cashback free checking account. Open your free account online like I did at harborstone.com/cash or visit one of the 30 branches across the Northwest.
Insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The Mariners open a series against the Orioles today. First pitch at 3:35 p.m. Pregame show at 2:30 p.m. on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. It's also Game 3 of the NBA Finals. The Knicks take on the Spurs at Madison Square Garden. Play-by-play begins at 5:30 on the Seattle Sports app and ABC.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. Seahawks reporter John Boyle joining us right now. And John, the Seahawks are getting ready to kick off mini camp tomorrow as the off-season continues. Before we head into mini camp, though, anything that you're taking from OTAs last month, maybe an injury that you know now to be tracking or a quote from a player or coach that stood out?
You know, injury-wise, excuse me, I kind of go to what, like, Cooper Kupp talked about last week of, like, they're in a pretty – I mean, yeah, you have some guys not practicing and a few injuries that are going to take a while to recover from. But for a team coming off a Super Bowl run where you played into February, like, they're able to have a lot of guys participating and doing all this offseason work. I mean, A, the guys have to show up. It's voluntary, and almost everyone has with a few exceptions. But B, the point Kupp was making is, like, coming off of their Super Bowl when so many guys were banged up, so many guys had surgery, like, they could barely, like, do full team kind of stuff during the offseason workout. So that's a real plus. I think, you know, quote-wise, language-wise, it's so much of what we've been hearing from Mike McDonald and then trickling through his players. This concept of, like, running it forward, not, you know, you can't live off what you did last year. As proud as they are what they accomplished, they know they can't just assume, hey, we're just going to pick up where we left off. Like, it's still a new season. They got to this team kind of has to find its own way.
What do you think of the offense so far? What have you observed?
I mean, it's so early. It's really hard to make a lot of bold statements. I think the biggest takeaway is it's not going to be that much different, which I think is what we all expected. I mean, it's your last offensive coordinator was a former Kyle Shanahan assistant in San Francisco at one point in his career, and so is your new coordinator, Brian Fleury. So, yes, he's going to have his own ideas, his own wrinkles. He'll do some things we probably didn't see last year, but it's not wholesale change. This is not going to be the difference of going from Grubb to Kubiak and last year and it's like a totally new offense. It's going to look quite a bit, I think, like what we saw with, again, a few wrinkles here and there.
Hey, John, my hearing is horrible, and that means that at training camp, when the music is blaring, I don't always get to hear exactly what Mike McDonald or any coaches are saying to players. But OTAs were a bit different for reporters, right? You got to be able to hear a very intense Mike McDonald, and man, was he on fire for some of OTAs. How does watching Mike McDonald and how he kind of talks to the guys maybe a bit different than Pete Carroll? Obviously, both very successful with their teams here in Seattle. But I don't know. I'm asking because I felt in watching him like he was just had a different kind of intensity, just different.
Yeah, we've seen that a little bit come out here and there over the last couple of years of, like, he's usually a pretty calm, you know, pretty even-keeled guy. But he'll get a little fiery with his guys sometimes. And, you know, sometimes it can be just they're not executing something the way he wants. Or sometimes it can be, you know, in these off-season things, you always got to be careful of, like, the level of contact and making sure guys are doing things the right way. So, I mean, they're different personalities. You mentioned Pete Carroll, like different guys. They coach teams differently. But, Mike is definitely not this, like, old school screaming at guys and berating guys. But he'll let them know when he's not seeing what he wants for sure.
Have you seen AD's role expand at all? Have you seen him like maybe take more initiative or maybe have some more responsibility?
I mean, again, it's so early. It's hard to say more so. I mean, I think the point Mike McDonald made a couple times last year is like he's already had a ton of responsibility. Mike's kind of made the point of like the play calling part of being a coordinator is maybe a little overrated versus the work that goes in all week and the stuff AD is doing with the game planning, with working hand in hand with Mike and making sure they're getting ready, getting everything dialed in, coming up with, the plays they want to run. So he, despite not being the defensive play caller, he's very involved in everything they're doing defensively. And I'm sure they'll find ways to grow that role. We saw, I think last year in the preseason, Mike let some other guys call plays, let AD call plays in the preseason. You might see that again. But, yeah, I mean, even though he's not a play caller, he's got a big role here.
I'm glad you mentioned Cooper Kupp in that press conference he had with you guys because there was something else that stood out for me, and it was when he was talking about the balance of knowing who you are and kind of what you need to do and what worked, but then also knowing you can't count on the exact same things happening. And even though I push back against the idea that, like, the Seahawks got lucky too often last year, they were just a genuinely good team. What's something that you think, well, I don't know that they should count on this? Like maybe something that you thought, like, I don't think you can head into the season just assuming this will be the case.
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, that's hard to say because, like, there wasn't a lot that felt fluky. Like, some years you could look like turnover luck, but, like, they weren't very good turnover. Right. Like, they were, until the postseason, they were turning the ball over way too much, and then they got that right in the postseason. So, I don't see their defense. There's nothing fluky there. I mean, look, you could maybe say you're not going to have a receiver have 790 yards or whatever he had. But I think I've made this point before is like, if JSN doesn't have those kind of all-world numbers, I think he's still going to be a great player, and it would probably be because they're doing things elsewhere. Like maybe Cooper Kupp and Rashid Shaheed are getting the ball more. Maybe it's the tight ends. Maybe they're running the ball more consistently because it's a little easy to forget now with how well they ran the ball to close out the season. Like they were not a great rushing team. Yeah. They ran the ball a lot, but they weren't very successful at it for really 2/3 of the season. So, yeah, I mean, look, I'm sure there's something. I mean, they were relatively healthy, especially on offense. That continuity on the offensive line is really important, and you can't necessarily always count on that. But I don't, again, look at anything they did last year and be like, boy, that's hard to repeat because they got, lucky, fluky there, whatever.
Is there a name that keeps popping up when you have these conversations with coaches that fans might not be too familiar with?
There's a couple on defense. I think they're pretty high on some of these young edge guys that either didn't play last year or were on the practice squad. The guys like, I think it's what they mentioned, like Jared Ivey, Connor O'Toole, Jamie Sheriff's another one, like guys who didn't really have much of a role but have shown them a lot in practice that, maybe could break into a rotation. But at this point, we've heard his name a lot, but one guy's kind of easy to forget about because he wasn't a huge part of the last year is Riley Mills. Like this is a guy that barely played last season. I think if not for the Super Bowl, that crazy sack he had, we might not be thinking about him much, but that play was so memorable. He's more on people's radar. But yeah, I mean, he's a guy that didn't have a big role all season. I think he could step into a pretty big role. And, I think offensively, we'll have to see how some competition shake out, but Elijah Arroyo is a guy that, he's not, everyone knows who he is. He's a second-round pick, but he didn't have a big role last year. He was hurt a lot of the year, but like the athletic ability, the pass catching ability there, he's a guy that I think they could see taking a big step forward as well.
Hey, I wanted to talk about DeMarcus Lawrence a little bit. When the Seahawks signed him in free agency, it's not that I didn't think he was still talented, but as an older veteran, I thought how great to have a presence for these young guys, right? Like how great to have Derek Hall and Boye Mafe have someone that they can talk to and learn from. And he ended up just being an absolute monster. And John, that became obvious in training camp during some one-on-one drills where he was just like completely dominating. And it was cool to see that he still had so much of that intensity. But I'm wondering what your expectations should be or are for him heading into this season. Because again, last year I thought, well, if he's healthy most of the time, great. But now that's changed. Now that I know how impactful he can be, it's changed. So what should we be thinking about him now?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any expectation that he's going to be anything but a really darn good player who's, very similar to what he was last year. And, you mentioned, I kind of had a similar thought. Like, I didn't watch enough Cowboys football of the year to know a ton about his game. I knew who he was. I knew he was, a really good player. And you just assume, okay, veteran guy, he's going to come in and bring some leadership. And then we started hearing about it in training camp. Mike McDonald, to the point you made, he called him like one of the best drill players he's ever seen. And, we heard from guys like, some of the young edge rushers, Derek Hall, Boye Mafe talked about the impact that he had on them. But then, his actual just play, like how physical he was, how violent he was, huge part of that defense. And I think if anything, maybe you look at if you can get deeper on the edge rotation, whether it's young guys stepping up or giving a guy like Derek Hall more snaps, maybe you want to take a few snaps away from a guy who's 33 years old or whatever. But I don't, there's nothing in his game we saw last year to suggest he's, going to be anything but the same player. And, he's just been a phenomenal addition since he got here.
How's Bo Stevens look? I know it's so hard to evaluate the big boys without pads. But does it seem like he's assignment friendly? He's fitting in?
Yeah, I mean, from what little bit we've heard from the coaches, it seems like, they love what he's doing and they love the player he is. And he's a guy that, guys, Iowa's a program guys come out of pretty pro ready. So I don't think, I know a lot of fans will be like, oh, they trade up for this guy. He's going to come in and win a starting job. I'm not saying he can't do that, but that's a little unfair to put on a guy in what is this, the second week of June. But yeah, I mean, he's doing everything right and he's helping himself out right now. And then it's just going to be, when they put the pads on in camp, that's when we'll really see what he's got to bring to the team.
This is kind of an odd timed question because it was much better suited to when they first hired Brian Fleury. But in thinking about the question that Bump asked earlier about what we've seen so far, you're right in that, like, there's not too much we can take away. But, John, I'm sure that when he was hired, you've got a ton of connections around the league and obviously are able to talk to lots of players and coaches. Is there anything, I can't remember if we've asked you, is there anything that maybe stood out, something you learned about him or that was interesting where even though we don't know exactly what the offense is going to look like, there are just things we know about him?
Yeah, I mean, the first thing I think really stands out when a guy, leaves his job, gets from, is like kind of hearing from the guys that he coached already. And I thought it was pretty telling, like the way Kittle reacted, like that, the best tight end he coached in San Francisco was just raving about him and, was upset to see him go, but talk about what a great coach he was. And that bears some weight to me. Is like, okay, these guys who are great players who played for him recognize his talent as a coach. I think the biggest thing that kind of made me laugh this week is people were asking players about his personality and his demeanor and all that. And it sounds a lot like Clint, it was like this guy who's just kind of coming in, no nonsense, pretty level-headed guy, all business. And, I think that probably works really well with Mike McDonald's personality. And I think to Sam Darnold's point he made last week is like, you want that in the guy that's in your headset when the game's on the line and things are getting hectic. Like, you don't want a real emotional guy. You want a pretty even keel, steady guy. And that's what Fleury seems to be.
Have you had eyes on Torrey Horton yet?
I mean, he's around. He's not doing stuff on the field yet, which is what we, expected here from Mike. But he's around the building a lot. We see him on the sideline out there at practice. So, still no real timeline from anything we've been told by Mike McDonald. But I think what Mike said earlier in the year is like they hope there's a chance. I think he describes like a chance he does stuff later in the off season, which would essentially be this week. So we'll see. But otherwise, I do think training camp is still the goal.
Getting back to some of the conversations that we had with you earlier in this segment about the running back room, I think just because Jadarian's a rookie, no one expects him to be like, okay, you're starting with the ones. There you go. Like, you kind of have to work your way up and earn it. So who might they be turning to in his place? Like, who got some of those reps and OTAs? Who might continue to do so in minicamp?
Yeah, I mean, I think it starts with George Holani because he showed him what he could do last year. Like, he stepped in, he was kind of their number 3 guy for a lot of the season, and then coming down the stretch there when Zach Charbonnet unfortunately got hurt, he stepped up to that number 2 role and did really well. I mean, they weren't necessarily gaudy numbers because Ken Walker was getting the ball most time, but just the little things at position, the assignments, the blocking, the pass protection, all that, like, they really liked what they got out of him. So I do think, he'll probably go into camp as maybe you might call it kind of the co-favorite with Jadarian Price. I mean, you're right. You don't want to just hand a rookie the job, but you also don't take a running back in the first round unless you're pretty high on his ability. So I think he's going to be a big part of it as well. But, there's other guys. They signed Emmanuel Wilson out of Green Bay, and, he's a guy that could contribute. I think, name that fans might forget because he was hurt all last year is Kenny McIntosh. You go back to 2024, and he finished the year, didn't get a ton of action, but he made the most of a lot of the touches he got late that season, looked pretty explosive. So he's another guy that could factor in as well.
How's Jalen Milroe been looking out there?
I mean, he's obviously the athleticism really pops. I don't think we've seen enough of the offense to be like, oh, wow, he's taken these huge strides. That's not to say he hasn't. From my eye, watching a few OTAs, I can't give you a great evaluation, but everything we've heard when coaches are asked about him is he's, doing everything they ask. He's progressing. When, there are a few plays every practice where he tucks it and run, and you're just like, man, you do wonder about, can you find a way to get him the ball a little more in some capacity because he is a very special athlete. But, yeah, I mean, I think, like most backup quarterbacks, there's, he's going to have room to grow, and he's young, and they want him to develop, and they still see a ton of upside there. But we'll have to wait. Training camp and preseason, I think, will show us a lot about how far he's come from last year.
Did you get a chance to ask any players or coaches at OTAs, kind of their reaction to Myles Garrett being acquired by the Rams?
There were a couple questions about it. I think the Sam Darnold answer summed it up best of like, great player, good for them, but that's not something we're going to worry about in June when we don't play them till Christmas. So, that's not to like diminish the move or disrespect him as a player, but like you can't be successful in this profession, in this league, if you're worrying in June about an opponent, a single player opponent that you don't see till week 16. So yeah, I mean, great player, and it's going to be a factor for them, but that's a better storyline for, December when they're getting ready to face them.
In the words of Coach McDonald, I don't care, bro. I don't care, bro.
Yeah, exactly. We did not care. That's
we spoke to Drake Thomas last week, and I'm interested to see just how he handles going into the season, being one of the guys, right? Being one of the starters over there. Is there a backup at that linebacker spot that you like or that coach likes?
Well, I mean, you got to start with Tyrese Knight. He was a starter for, the end of his rookie season and opened last season as a starter as well. So I would think, he dealt with some injuries last year that sort of opened the door for Drake Thomas, and then he really took advantage and played great. But I would think you're going to see them give Tyrese Knight a chance to compete. So that would be, number one. And then, there's some young guys. I mean, they haven't, put a lot of draft capital or anything into that position. So we'll have to wait and see what they do. But right off the jump, I'd say, let's see what Tyrese Knight can do, because I don't think, just because he lost his starting job partway through year two, I don't think we can write him off yet. I think he's going to be a factor as well.
He is Seahawks reporter John Boyle. John, thanks for coming on. We'll see you at minicamp.
Of course. Happy to do it. See you out here tomorrow.
Bye. Boyle. Let's get to headline rewrites.
Extra, extra,
Headline rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news.
Powered by Bay Alarm Security Services.
With Bump and Stacy.
Headline number one, the Knicks have taken a commanding 2-0 series lead back to New York for tonight's Game 3. What's the real headline?
And if you've got an extra $20,000 lying around, you can watch in person. It's not even the most expensive seats. Like the lower rows that aren't directly courtside, $39,000. I saw one for $51,000.
It's wild. It's you're pricing out the subway riders, the guys who are in the streets with the faded Patrick Ewing jersey on, with Allen Houston, with Sprewell. Like, it's unfortunate, man. But I know New York's gonna be rocking the other way. The pubs are going to be filled. Trump is messing up the party outside. Now there's no more watch party because Trump's coming in and jacking up the security. But no, I'm happy for New York. I hope they pull this off. It would be so devastating if they don't win this series.
Oh, I think they'll win the series. I almost hope it's not a sweep, though. And not just like, I hope it goes 7 and we get a great game. I just think that, like, the Spurs, while they've played them close, it hasn't felt like much of a fight. Am I wrong? You guys are.
It's been really
viewers.
close. Yeah. I think it's been absolutely a fight. Yeah,
okay.
For sure.
I mean, the Spurs nearly won Game 2 if it wasn't for Wemby throwing it off of Stephen Castle's back.
True. Very true.
It would have been tied 1-1. I'm just saying, if you're a Knicks fan and you want to see your team clinch on home court, clinch in the city, it's got to be a sweep or game 6.
Yeah.
But there's still there's 2 games potentially still in San Antonio since they have home court advantage in this series. So if the Knicks are going to win it at home, got to be hoping for a sweep, really.
Yeah.
Headline rewrites.
Headline number 2, it was another thriller in the Stanley Cup Finals as the Vegas Golden Knights beat Carolina in double overtime. This after blowing a 4-goal lead in Game 3. What's the real headline?
This is known locally in Vegas as a classic puke and rally. Just a little hockey and cultural lingo for you guys.
Some of my best nights have been off of puke and rally.
Yeah. I think that it in a way, it makes you stronger.
Makes you strong. Have you ever puked and rallied?
No.
Yeah, I think one puke puts Stacy down.
She just goes to sleep.
The entire
I've puked,
night. Yeah.
and then I've napped.
You go to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, this if you haven't watched any of this series, man, you're missing out. It's been fun. And hockey, playoff hockey is just different. It's different. The fans are different. It's intense. I love it. And Vegas making it look easy, man. It's unfortunate our Kraken couldn't follow their lead.
Yeah. I don't even. It's not Vegas's fault. Like, I have no reason to hold it against them. But I hate seeing it.
Yeah.
It's a team finding so much success, taking advantage of some loopholes that you didn't end up enjoying. And now the Kraken have also done this to themselves. They have had opportunities to improve and haven't seized them and taken them with force and aggressiveness and really gotten after it. So that's on them too. But
still no.
God, it's such a bummer.
Headline rewrites.
Headline number 3, Cardinals quarterback Jacoby Brissett will report to Arizona's minicamp without a new contract. What's the real headline?
The Cardinals are actually a little disappointed about this. This is actually bad Cardinals news. Not because Jacoby isn't a perfectly serviceable backup quarterback, but they're very much looking at that number 1 overall pick. Welcome to Phoenix, Arch Manning.
Jacoby came back because he's about to get slapped with a $100,000 fine.
That's right.
My man has made some money in his career, but he ain't willing to give up $100,000. He's made. How much do you think he's made in his career?
Jacoby?
Yeah.
I mean, he's been a backup for quite a few teams.
I got the number. Take a guess.
110 million.
67 million.
Oh wow, that's not nearly as much as I thought. Because Jacoby was playing, unless I'm mistaken, in that game. Was he in that game for Indianapolis when Cliff Averill got hurt? Meaning that would have been in 2014 or 15?
I don't know. Was it?
2017.
No way. That was how late it was? Yeah, you're right, because 2014 clearly was not the end of Cliff Averill's career. Okay, 2017. Still, that was almost 10 years ago.
Yeah, Jacoby is, and he'll play it for another 3 to 4 more years, I believe, as a backup. One of the greatest position in the NFL is a backup quarterback.
I don't know that it was the right call by him and his agent to try to hold out for more money.
Nah, yes, it was.
Really?
You try to get as much as you can. They're like, look, you're gonna start Carson Beck. You're gonna start that rookie over there. Nah, you hold out.
I just think the Cardinals have no interest in winning this year. I think they have zero interest in being a playoff team at all or close to a playoff team.
Didn't they got a new head, right? New head coach? Was it this year? Got a new head
Cardinals?
Coach? Yeah.
Yes.
Because Gannon's gone. Gannon's
it's
defense
Mike
coordinator.
LaFleur.
Mike LaFleur.
Matt's
yes.
brother.
I was like, I couldn't even. It's in the Seahawks division, and I couldn't tell you what's happening in Arizona. Shame on me.
Shame on you.
I do know
That's
they have a
your squad,
Rainforest
though.
Cafe. I know. I had a great time in Arizona. Curtis, your college experience must have been a blast.
It was.
Yeah.
It was a great time.
There was a lot. There was air conditioning everywhere. Pools.
Gotta love that, yeah.
Every chain place that you went to, like a Target or a CVS or fill in the blank, was like the biggest you'd seen.
Yeah.
Because there's just so much space. So it's like, oh, this Starbucks, it's 2 stories. Oh, this Target, they have everything.
The one thing that trips me out about Arizona, it makes sense though. There's no grass anywhere. Unless it's a golf course, there's no grass.
No, the people have rocks for the yard.
Uh-huh.
And they leave flyers that they sell you different colors of rocks if you want to switch it up. Maybe get green rocks.
Green rocks?
But here's what I don't understand. The front of the house, fine. You can have your little rocks for your yard. But why would you have a big yard with rocks?
I don't know.
Like,
That's a good
why?
question.
That's just
Usually have
empty
kind
space.
of small front yards. The
Yeah.
space is reserved for the backyard where the pool's at.
Yeah, but
Most
some of
houses
the
have a
places
pool.
that we were passing didn't have pools, and it's like you just kind of have a square lot of rocks. I know you aren't taking your dog there. You're not walking out there.
There's just not a lot of
I just
outdoor
learned a lot.
activities this time of year
It was a
in the
culture
desert.
shock. I'm not from Arizona, so it was just there was a lot to take in. You're listening to Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. An update on the health of one young quarterback and a possible extension for another. That's next in NFL headlines.
Brock and Salk.
Unfortunately, we got a Mooney problem, man. We do.
Morning 6 to 10.
Because he's given up as many earned runs now as he did all last year.
There is a
And
problem.
I think a confidence problem as much as maybe anything else. And we know how fickle that can be with closers.
At the end of the day, what would I do right now? Nothing.
Yeah, I don't think right now you can.
I think I'm probably doing nothing.
You know, if there's another couple of these blowups and another couple command issues, I think you do. I think then you evaluate it after this road trip.
Only on Seattle Sports and Seattle Sports on YouTube.
How would you like to invest in the Seattle real estate market, one of the hottest and most stable regions in the country, and achieve a great rate of return on your investment without the effort of sourcing a deal, the expense and time of building permits, or all the hassles that come with being a landlord? Hi, I'm Scott Rireka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Invest in the stability and ease of Legacy Group Capital's Northwest Fund. Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
When you own your own business, you own every decision. Catch the red eye or take the 6 a.m.
Make a new hire or promote internally.
Celebrate a win with the toast at the gate or unwind at the lounge. Big props to this team.
Some decisions are a win-win, like earning 8 times points on Chase Travel. Chase Sapphire Reserve for Business, the business card that gives back all you put in. Visit chase.com/reserve business to learn more. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank and a member of FDIC, subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Whatever the heat index, stay cool this summer. Your local Bryant dealer can make sure your system is up to the task. Whether it's maintaining your current system or installing an energy-efficient Bryant Evolution cooling system with Perfect Humidity Plus technology, your dealer will give you what you need to help your family beat the heat. Learn more and schedule an appointment with a factory-authorized dealer today at BryantNorthwest.com. That's BryantNorthwest.com. Bryant, whatever it takes.
It took us 93 years to build this reputation, but it'll take just 5 minutes to ruin it. If you think about that, you'll do things differently.
Lee Johnson Auto Family.
Hi, Chef John Howie here. For 24 years, my team and I at Sea Star Restaurant and Raw Bar have called Bellevue home. We serve fresh, locally sourced seafood, farm fresh produce and poultry, and great steaks. At Sea Star, we like to say there's something for everyone, from the carnivore to the pescatarian to the vegetarian. Come see for yourself at Sea Star Restaurant and Raw Bar in Bellevue. SeaStarRestaurant.com, SeaStarRestaurant.com.
Upgrade your home with Lake Washington Windows and Doors. Be among the first 40 June projects to sign up for 5 or more installed windows and receive a free patio door. Plus, enjoy 12 months no interest, no payments financing. LakeWashingtonWindows.com.
Shopping for a new Mazda? Shop the West Coast's largest Mazda dealer, Mazda of Everett. With more new Mazdas in stock than any dealer in the region. Shop over 780 new Mazdas. Click on the Mazda of Everett price. At Mazda of Everett, exceptional customer satisfaction is the standard. Plus, at Mazda of Everett, you negotiate directly with the owner. Locally owned, trusted by thousands. Shop MazdaofEverett.com and see why we're #1.
Mariners and Orioles today in Baltimore. First pitch at 3:35, 2:30 pregame. Get every pitch of every game for free on the Seattle Sports app.
30 years ago, Davis Law Group was founded to be the best law firm for our clients and our community. Our core values are to win, help, and serve. It means our success is defined by the difference we make in our clients' lives and the impact we can have in our community. Not by giant settlement checks or shiny offices. Our mission to lift up the vulnerable extends beyond the courtroom to our charity partners, promoting safety, uplifting students, accident victims, foster youth, and the elderly. If you've been injured and want better results for your claim and for all of Washington, call Davis Law Group today.
Long days call for lots of golf. Hey, it's Graz here, encouraging you to book a tee time between 5 a.m. and 8 p.m. at your local premier course, like Bellevue, Bill Wright, Cedar Crest, Inner Bay, Jackson Park, Lake Padden, Leeds Memorial, Linwood, and Walter Hall. In Western Washington, you know you're never far from a premier course. It accommodates all skill levels, and with affordable rates, you can book a tee time and truly enjoy the summer. If you're not in the mood for walking, play Top Tracer at the range at Inner Bay, Bill Wright, and Jackson Park. Play the courses. Play Premier.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it'd go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Snapshot from Progressive wasn't created for just anybody. Oh no, we made it for you. Smooth accelerators. When that light turns green, you're off. Like a warm knife through firm butter. Going from 0 to the speed limit in an appropriate amount of time. Sure, your car has horsepower, but your horses prance around as silky smooth as your right foot. Fancy Prancerton. With Snapshot, safe drivers like you get personalized rates based on your driving habits. Sign up today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump and Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Starting our look around the NFL in Seattle because the Seahawks are getting their Super Bowl rings at a ceremony on June 11th, and former Seahawk Ken Walker is expected to be in attendance, as he should.
Yeah, he should be there. He's a big part of that.
Yeah.
He,
Hello.
1,000 yards last year. Went crazy during the playoffs.
Was your MVP for this Super Bowl?
Yeah, he should be there, most definitely. I wonder if who all gets a ring. You know, Seahawks. I want to just throw this out there.
For no reason.
Why are you bringing this up?
Why are you bringing it up?
When the Rams won, their broadcast team got rings.
I know some people on the broadcast team are getting rings. Not all, but some.
I know Raves and Wyman are getting them.
I think Jen is getting one.
Jen got one last time, yeah.
Just saying maybe the pre- and post-game show could get... Okay.
Pre-halftime post, or the guy who does a lot of podcasts for you, or, you know, host events and stuff.
If you guys could spare an extra ring, if there's an extra ring lying
it
around.
could be fake, I don't care.
But just if it comes in one of those cool boxes where you get to open and it's like, we did it. We did it.
Yeah, John Schneider, hook me up.
Is that why Nass asked me my ring size? I just thought it was like conversation.
I will break your knee if you get a ring and I don't.
They're like, Matt, we just want to thank you for all the work you did on the board. It was just absolutely
I was there for every home game.
Yeah.
Preseason included.
And then left the second the game started.
A couple updates from Jeremy Fowler. Let's go to some other teams here. First, he expects George Pickens will be in attendance for Cowboys minicamp.
I'm told that Pickens does plan to be there. The Cowboys coach, Brian Schottenheimer, has said he expects it. I'm told from Pickens' side that he is expected to show up. Doesn't want to be fined for the minicamp like most players do, but he's had a bit of a silent protest because he did sign the franchise tag at around $27 million, but he did want a long-term deal. No trade materialized. The Cowboys are done negotiating on it. So it really takes the sting out of the situation. He's expected to play on this one-year deal, knowing that he plans to ball out again, be a focal point of the offense, and then cash in big next year on a big contract.
So much for a standoff, because it sure looks like he's going to just end up playing under that tag, and the Cowboys are not going to give him a new deal, and it's just... You're playing or you're not, George. We couldn't trade you.
That's unfortunate, but I mean, he'll get $27 million guaranteed. And if he does anything like he did this past season, somebody will sign him long term if it's not the Cowboys.
You certainly hope he doesn't get hurt. I know that the Cowboys are in the NFC, so you never want them to be a good enough team to hurt Seattle in any way. But this is why players don't want to do that, because if something happens to you, automatically you miss out on millions the following year. One more update here from Jeremy Fowler. Let's head to Houston for this one. It's where things stand. Speaking of contract extensions, on a new deal for C.J. Stroud.
I have talked to some people around the league who believe that Stroud is prepared to play this out in his 4th year as well. What's interesting is Houston is typically very aggressive in trying to re-sign their veterans and get them to extensions. That's happened with defensive players. That has not happened with Stroud. So that could be a tell that nothing's going to happen unless talks perk up here. But Stroud's in a situation where he can take the best deal he can get from Houston this summer, or he can try to play it out and get to those really big numbers, because he's shown, especially in year 1, what he can do.
The C.J. Stroud conversation is so fascinating because his rookie year, he set all kinds of records, and it was, oh my God, the Panthers, what idiots. You went with Bryce Young, number 1 overall, and you could have had C.J. Stroud, who I think was Offensive Player of the Year, or Offensive Rookie of the Year. And then there's a step back, but you fire your OC. It wasn't working out. You know what I mean? The offensive line had some injuries and struggled to play, so he was seen as a victim of circumstance. Last year, especially Bump, that last game, it's like the tides have turned. Suddenly people have lots of critiques for C.J. Stroud.
I remember C.J. Stroud talking to Caleb Williams and trying to lace him with game, and Caleb was like, not interested at all. Not interested. And, I mean, rightfully so. CJ has not had a great, past 2 seasons. First year goes, throw for over 4,000, 23 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. This past year, 3,019 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. It ain't flowing the way that it was that rookie season. And you ever, someone that you just didn't really care about try to give you advice, and you just politely like, all right.
Yeah.
That's the way it felt. And Caleb wasn't even polite about it. His body language was all off, but I hope C.J. Stroud can bounce back. Good luck in London, the Texans-Jags game. No one's going to show up there. It's been weird because he has the talent.
What's his issue?
His turnovers. He doesn't take care of the football, and when it's time to win, he hadn't shown up. So, yeah, it's tough.
Falcons head coach Kevin Stefanski gave an update on Michael Penix's recovery from a torn ACL injury and said he's getting close to making a return.
He's hitting every milestone that he's supposed to hit. Been in constant communication with our medical team and Mike. And I think he's doing everything he can do, and certainly when he may want to do more, we have to hold him back from certain things potentially. But nothing. Not going to put any time frames out there just yet. Just going to focus on what's in front of him.
If his health's 100%, will he play in preseason? Do you anticipate that?
Yeah, we'll see when we get there. I think it's we're a ways away, so we'll get there.
Would you have him play in the preseason if you were Stefanski?
Nope. You make sure that thing is 100% ready to go. I'd sit him down and, get ready for the regular season.
I hate that his NFL journey has already included a season-ending ACL injury because it was such the story of his college career and something that so many people brought up, that combined with his age when he was drafted by Atlanta. He's so talented, but, this is exactly what Falcons fans were worried about seeing, and they're seeing it.
Yeah, it's crazy because he went through college last 2 seasons, balled out, right? No injuries, looked good, but you knew this was going to be a risk. It's a risk regardless of if you have a history or not.
Yeah.
I just hope he can bounce back and fight out with Tua's over there right now, right? To fight off Tua.
Yeah. Patriots left tackle Will Campbell had a brutal Super Bowl against the Seahawks. Now, that's good for Seattle, but obviously tough for Will. He was asked what he worked on heading into his 2nd season in the NFL.
I mean, nobody's a finished product. It's not, one specific thing that I'm going to nail that. I work at everything every day. Like I said before, I'm 22, so I'm a long way from where I'm going to be, in the future. So it's not like I'm great at everything and here's one little thing. I'm building everything every day and trying to make everything as a whole better. And by doing my job is doing what the coaches teach and what they're asking us to do on the specific play at hand.
Yeah, tough to have your absolute worst day on the single biggest stage.
Yeah, that was tough for Will Campbell, but he's a rookie. You live, you learn, you get better. I think he has the right approach to this thing there. He's gonna have opportunities to keep his job and be the starter. I think he will get better, but yeah, that was a tough watch.
Am I crazy, or does he sound like just a bigger, deeper voiced Bryce Miller? This is Bryce.
I think the fastball's been really good, and
Let me find a clearer one. I don't need post game. Let's see.
I don't know. I was happy that Luis went and threw the ball well, and was happy that I came in and threw the ball well as well behind him.
And then Will.
I mean, nobody's a finished product.
Right?
It's not, one specific.
What? Am I crazy? I feel like the minute he started talking, I heard Bryce Miller.
What I hear from Will Campbell is a guy that has just been beaten down all offseason long.
He has.
He sounds sad about it months later.
Well, and I think that's the other part is as grown as he sounds in that cut, when you hear him say, no one's a finished product, I'm only 22. Maybe I'm soft, but my heart broke a little bit with being like, God, yeah, you're still figuring it out. And you had such a promise. You guys went to a Super Bowl and you were no small part of that. But you fell apart because it was a bad game, but you also faced the best defensive line in football. So I hope he figures it out.
He will.
Yeah. Well, not in week 1. I hope he does not figure it out in week 1, but then continues to go on and have a great season. Next and last story, UFL players are a different breed, and DC Defenders pass rusher Andre Mintz found an outside-the-box way to make his football comeback.
Yeah, Tess, I'm here with the man of the hour, Andre Mintz. You're on a 2-week sabbatical from a real job, right?
Allegedly.
Allegedly. So you're technically not here.
Not at all.
Yeah. What is it that's so hard to get the sport of football out of your blood, man?
Man, we've been playing this since I was 10 years old. It's in you, man. It's in your veins. I love to fly around, hit people with my teammates.
So you think the cat's out of the bag, being that we're on national television right now?
Allegedly.
Allegedly. That's all he's got to say, allegedly.
Hey, us Vandy guys are smart, Tom. We know if you got a chance to double dip, get a couple paychecks, might as well do it.
The story of Andre Mintz is outrageous. Listen, he's a great player in the UFL in recent years, including a year ago, and then he's working a business job in Baltimore. They call him up this week and say, let's do a postseason run. Be the pass rusher. Let's try to win a championship.
Love the idea of calling your boss and being like, I just have this thing. I have this thing that I have to go to. It's my grandmother, so I'll need a couple days. Maybe more if we go further.
Your boss should completely understand. Like, you're going to go live out your football dreams, man, because when it's done, it is done. So if you could write it out one more time, why not?
You and Curtis, and maybe Matt, and certainly quite a few listeners, are going to roll your eyes and laugh at the cut that I'm about to play next.
Think you know the Mariners? Not if you aren't subscribed to the Daily Mariners newsletter from Seattle Sports.
That's what they've been waiting for.
The latest Mariners news and injury updates, exclusives from Mariners insider Shannon Dreyer.
You look at the pieces and how it works.
Plus the best takes and breakdowns from your favorite Seattle Sports hosts and contributors.
The Mariners seem to be trying to build something that I think is a little bit more sustainable.
The Daily Mariners newsletter.
Monster solo home run.
Subscribe at seattlesports.com/newsletter.
Your home is your sanctuary. How it looks and who you trust to make it look the best is paramount. All Covered Painting works with Seattle homeowners who care about details. Experienced in-house professionals who handle every local project with all the care your home deserves. They listen to your vision and help bring it to life. Book All Covered Painting for your summer project and ask about a complimentary color consultation with an interior designer. Recommended by homeowners, allcoveredpainting.com.
Totally rad and totally Snohomish PUD. Slash energy costs and upgrade your crib with rebates on windows, insulation, heat pumps, water heaters, smart thermostats, and so much more. Since 1980, Snohomish PUD has been stoked to help customers save energy and money. Discover rebates and no-cost energy tips at snowpud.com/rebates.
Hey, it's Bob Stelton here, and I've trained Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for a very long time, so I know injuries happen. But when Emma tore her ACL on the mat, it was bad.
I typically have a pretty high pain tolerance. I gave birth 6 times with no pain meds at all, but this felt like a 10 or 20, really.
She was evaluated by an orthopedic surgeon.
He also told me that surgery was the only thing that I could do.
Instead, she came to see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine for stem cell therapy, the most experienced in the Northwest with over 20,000 stem cell procedures.
I can do everything normally. I train, I spar.
Pain level at a 0?
Yes.
So you recommend it?
Yes, actually, I asked him if it was okay for me to take copies of his pamphlet, so as soon as somebody gets injured, I can just hand them a copy.
So whether it's a hip like I had or a shoulder, elbow, ankle, wrist, knee, whatever it is, before choosing surgery, see Dr. Mark Wagner first. Go to drmarkwagnermd.com. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? During the Xfinity Summer Savings Event, now through June 15th, new customers can get our best price on gig Wi-Fi, just $50 a month for 5 years. And get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. Plus, add one line of Xfinity Mobile Select and you can save an average of $60 a month over Verizon and AT&T. You can even try it free for a year. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities during the Xfinity Summer Savings Event. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Savings based on 1 gig internet and 1 mobile select line compared to similar Verizon and AT&T plans over 5 years. After 12 months, regular rates apply to mobile select. Xfinity internet required. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable.
I got to ride in the brand new all-electric Arc Sport, and it was a luxury EV on the water. Stacy here. You hop aboard immediately and feel like you're someone important. Luxury finishes, clean, tech throughout. Driving it is smooth, and it has that impressive kick you expect from an EV. Charging it is really easy, and not paying for gas is a huge plus. Book a free demo and see it for yourself in Lake Union, Lake Washington, and Lake Sammamish. Schedule your demo at arcboats.com/demo. If you can't make it to them in Kirkland, they'll come pick you up. arcboats.com/demo.
Mariners and Orioles today in Baltimore. First pitch at 3:35, 2:30 pregame. Get every pitch of every game for free on the Seattle Sports app.
This is a special notice to all U.S. taxpayers with back taxes owed to the IRS. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, you may now be eligible for relief through current IRS initiatives for struggling taxpayers. In some cases, taxpayers may qualify to reduce as much as 99% of what they owe. You may already be experiencing wage garnishment, liens, levies, or audits and be unaware of this important information. Call Guardian Tax now to see what relief you may be eligible for at 800-404-7986. By taking action today, you may be able to stop all collections and resolve your tax problem before your tax problem gets worse. Tax experts are standing by to review your case and fight to slash your debt dramatically. Don't let your tax problem get worse and miss this time-sensitive opportunity. Check your eligibility with Guardian Tax now. Call 800-404-7986. 800-404-7986. That's 800-404-7986.
I remember brushing my hair and looking down and thinking, oh my gosh, do I have any hair left?
I used to look at women with thick, beautiful hair and think, why doesn't my hair look like that?
My thinning hair is making me feel so old.
If you want thick, healthy, gorgeous hair, then you need Hair Volume from New Nordic. With clinically proven ingredients like apple extract, biotin, and millet, Hair Volume nourishes your hair follicles to promote thicker, healthier-looking hair. Say goodbye to shedding, thin, and dull hair, and hello to thick, healthy hair with Hair Volume.
Since taking Hair Volume, the shedding has all but stopped.
Now, instead of being jealous of other women's hair, I have friends who are jealous of mine.
My hairdresser couldn't believe the difference in my hair. Now she's using Hair Volume too.
Available as a tablet or delicious gummy, Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com, or find Hair Volume in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bump and Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Some breaking Mariners news. You got a roster move here. J.P. Crawford has been added to the 10-day IL with a right-hand contusion. It's retroactive to June 6, so 8 more days. Ryan Bliss, who was with the taxi squad, has been recalled from AAA Tacoma and is on the roster right now, but obviously not in the lineup today. So you're going to have Emerson at short and Patrick Wisdom at third. Here's your full lineup, which is out for a 3:35 p.m. first pitch. Young, Rodriguez, Naylor, Arozarena, Rayleigh, Canzone is your DH. Wisdom at third, Emerson at short, Pareto your catcher. Hancock gets the start today. Again, first pitch at 3:35 against the Baltimore Orioles at Camden Yards. Pregame show starts at 2:30 p.m. Any quick reaction to the JP news? I'm just wondering where everyone fits once everyone's healthy.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It sounded like it wasn't going to be too bad yesterday or the day before, but it gives Emerson another opportunity to show what he can do at shortstop, and we need JP. JP's been playing some decent ball lately.
Yeah, and he gets on base. I'm just wondering, and obviously he's your team captain. I'm I'm just wondering, like, okay, so when it was one thing when we were figuring out what to do at third, and it was like, okay, do you platoon Colt Emerson with Brendan Donovan? Do you pit Donovan in right and then let Emerson stay at third? Because JP didn't necessarily profile as a third baseman, even though he told the team he was willing to do it. But if Emerson goes to short, which he's playing today, and let's say for 8 days, the minimum amount of time JP has to be gone, that he looks great. We're talking web gems. We're talking highlights. Like, what do? You can't take him off. You can't take him away.
Yeah, you can.
What do you do?
I don't know. Let's hope we have that problem, because that means he's balling out. But JP needs to be on the diamond, though.
Yeah, well, and JP's an important part of your team. It's just kind of that weird thing of, like, you're going to have guys that deserve time that aren't getting it, and you're not going to trade him away, and you're not, it's an interesting conundrum for the Mariners. But that is your latest. So JP on the 10-day IL. Again, it's retroactive to June 6th, so 8 days minimum missed. Ryan Bliss recalled from AAA Tacoma, but you're going to have Colt Emerson as your starting shortstop today with Patrick Wisdom at third. Again, first pitch at 3:35. I wanted to play this cut for you and Curtis. I thought you guys would enjoy it. It's Sam Presti talking about these struggles that SGA has.
Relative to Shea and the narrative on that, he's playing against 6 people. He's got 5 defenders, and the 6th defender is social media. And, that's a reality. And he's not going to be the last player that the machine decides to target. But no one's going to handle this gracefully, because when they turn it on somebody else, they're not going to step up there every night and not acknowledge it.
I know, that's
Poor
right.
Shea.
The machine is going after Shea. Leave him alone, Bump. Players of olden days.
He brought it on himself.
Players of olden days. Don't you
Come
feel
on.
bad for him?
No, he's rich.
It's awful.
He's making like $70 million a year.
Yeah, he's a victim.
2-time MVP.
No, there's a bully out there, and it's called the internet, and it's making fun of SGA, and it needs to stop.
If I was as good as SGA and making that money, talk about me all you want to. I do not care. You know what? He's looking real Canadian right now. He's looking real Canadian.
You wouldn't need Sam Presti in your corner going, he's actually playing 6 opponents every night. The
Shut
other
your
team
face.
and Twitter.
Come on, man.
That's
wow.
crazy.
Tell him stop flopping.
I've never heard a sports executive blame social media for somebody's performance.
Is he blaming him for his
performance? Or is he just blaming the criticism?
I think he's saying it's unfair that my player has an unfair burden. It's an unfair burden for him to face all of those guys, and then also that social media is meaner to SGA than they are to anyone else.
Poor SGA.
Tell him stop flopping. He spends so much time on the floor. That's why they're on him. He's a great player. He don't need to do all that. He don't need to do that. But yeah, that's real Canadian stuff right there.
It's also just a wild take because, like, now social media, there are things I love about it and there are things I don't like. And sometimes it's just kind of like you do get a mob mentality with social media with making fun of people. But, like, if it's SGA right now, it's not going to be forever. Like, different people get the smoke all the time.
Yeah.
He's not unique in that way. When they found out KD had that burner account, there was a barrage of things about KD. Like, every player, look at Bronny. Bronny's not getting that money or that MVP title and still has social media talking about him. Like, it just is what it is. You are famous and you have a style of play that draws attention and eye rolls.
If you get to that level of fame and riches, what are you doing on social media? You don't need it anymore. You've won. You don't have to prove anything.
Yeah.
All social media is people trying to prove stuff to each other. You're the winner. You don't need it anymore.
Bump, is it weird knowing that SGA, more so than any other NBA player that you've ever seen, that, like, in a way he's better than Kobe because Kobe didn't have to face 6 defenders?
Oh my gosh, don't you do that. Don't you do that.
And, like, Jordan,
don't you bring Kobe into this conversation.
Jordan might have had Pippen, but he also didn't have to face Twitter the way that SGA does. You know what I mean?
Poor SGA.
Yeah,
life is
poor
so
SGA.
hard.
We've never seen a player take on the burden that he has.
This is unprecedented.
Can we do
unprecedented times?
Can we do lifetime league MVP? Is there an award we can create for that?
Lifetime league MVP.
Yeah, just make him lifetime MVP right now for constantly facing extra defender.
Does this make every one of us the sixth man of the year?
Ooh, good question.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Good question.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That I didn't know I was in the league. I gotta. I got to get my agent on that.
I think it does.
Get some of that money.
I just want to say that, I know that we didn't make it as far as we wanted this year, but we put in some good time. We put in good effort.
Yeah.
And SGA is still down and out, no longer in the playoffs.
Sharman.
Bump, as just a former athlete at all, how much of this do you have a hard time not sighing and rolling your eyes at?
Oh, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It comes with the territory. People are going to talk about you. If you're great at anything, people are going to talk about you. But there's no way SGA watches film and don't be like, yeah, I flopped right there. Oh, yeah, I'm hitting the ground too much. Like, come on, SGA. Just lean into it. If I'm him, I'm just leaning into it. Like, yeah, I get my calls. So what?
Right.
Yeah.
I would just kind of, you almost kind of have to become a villain in a way and just kind of embrace it. And sometimes when people become a villain, they take the power away, and then suddenly they're cooler and you like them more. Don't you think?
Yeah.
I think when people embrace that role, it makes them more likable.
It's like Josh Naylor. He embraces who he is. See, that's different Canadian. That's different Canadian.
That's Mississauga. SGA Scarborough.
That's exactly what it is. That's a hockey guy right there. It's different. All right. Again, Mariners roster moves. We got to talk about it with Ryan Divish. He joins us next.
ESPN senior MLB insider Jeff Passan every Tuesday morning at 8:30 with Brock and Salk.
Brought to you by your Western Washington Toyota dealers.
Colt Emerson has a 157 OPS plus. What are we watching, Jeff?
The numbers are the numbers. The data is the data. It tells us what this player is producing, and there's no reason to think that he's not going to be able to do at the big league level what he did at the minor league level.
Get more on the Seattle Sports YouTube page and the Seattle Sports app.
Whatever the heat index, stay cool this summer. Ask your Bryant dealer to maintain your current system or install an energy-efficient Evolution system. Learn more and schedule an appointment with a factory-authorized dealer today at BryantNorthwest.com. Whatever it takes.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? During the Xfinity Summer Savings Event, now through June 15th, new customers can get our best price on gig Wi-Fi, just $50 a month for 5 years. And get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. Plus, add one line of Xfinity Mobile Select and you can save an average of $60 a month over Verizon and AT&T. You can even try it free for a year. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities during the Xfinity Summer Savings Event. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Savings based on 1 gig internet and 1 mobile select line compared to similar Verizon and AT&T plans over 5 years. After 12 months, regular rates apply to mobile select. Xfinity internet required. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable.
Coming to Emerald Queen Casino Event Center, Thursday night, June 18th, it's Jim Jeffries.
If you see like an old couple and you go, how long you two been married for? And they go, 45 years. And then I always ask, what's your secret? The man goes like this, she's always right. And then you see him go dead behind the eyes.
Tickets at emeraldqueen.com. Global comedy heavyweight, Jim Jeffries, June 18th at Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. 21 and older, need gambling help, call 800-547-6133 or visit emeraldqueen.com.
You're losing your hair and you simply need a solution that works. You want the best. Modern technology, top-rated physicians, something that's guaranteed to work. Guys, you need world-class Dr. Perungo and his team at Advanced Hair. Advanced Hair has completely redefined hair restoration. From the experience itself to their unmatched results. Receding hairline, bald spot, thinning hair, maybe all three like I had. Get your hair back with Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment that begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. And get this, Advanced Hair is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. For your free consultation, call 425-449-8185. Right now, you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Refine your hairline with the team that redefined hair restoration. That's 425-449-8185. Or for the before and afters, visit advancedhair.com.
Trust is everything. Earning it takes years. Losing it takes 5 seconds.
Lee Johnson Auto Family.
Guys, I'll never forget the first time I saw somebody get results at our clinic. He was an 81-year-old man who hadn't been intimate with his wife in over 8 years. Viagra had stopped working for him, and he was desperate for help. After several treatments, he walked into my office and told me he couldn't believe the results. Needless to say, this was a very happy man. This man made me a believer in what we do. He had taken pills for years, but he had never fixed the problem. When he came to us, we fixed the problem. Our treatment does what no pill can do. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. Change your life today, like the thousands of men who already have.
In addition to treating ED and Peyronie's disease, we now offer testosterone replacement therapy. With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
Dave Wyman here, and you've heard me talk about a local company for over a year now I really love working with. Harley Exteriors. You can expect a no-pressure consultation. They're great people to work with, and their windows are beautiful. I recently met with them, and I was excited to hear about the many Seattle sports listeners they've worked with. And now, Harley Exteriors has stepped up with a can't-miss offer. Right now, get $450 off each new window. $1,000 off each patio or entry door, 12-month or 18-month, no interest, no payment options, plus $200 off your final project total. If that isn't enough to get you started on a new project, I don't know what is. Schedule a consultation just like I did. Give them a call at 833-HARLEY, that's HARLEY, or go to harleyexteriors.com.
Minimum purchase of 4 windows required for window discount. Qualifying windows must be 36 by 36 or larger. No size minimum on patio or entry doors. Financing subject to credit approval. Cannot be combined with other offers outside this promotion. Offer valid through June 30th.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
JP Crawford is being placed on the 10-day IL with a right-hand contusion, retroactive to June 6th. That means he'll miss a minute day with Patrick Wisdom at third base.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
This hour is brought to you by Mazda of Everett.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. Seattle Times, Ryan Divish joining us now. Ryan, how's it going?
I'm good.
So JP Crawford, I had initially written down for you, out of the lineup again. Are the Mariners considering an IL stint? We got the answer to that when he's been placed on the 10-day IL. Colt Emerson goes over to short. I'm wondering what this looks like when JP and Brendan Donovan are healthy. What kind of decisions are the Mariners going to need to make here?
Well, I mean, I guess they'll have maybe some tough decisions, but it's decisions that don't have to be made quite yet. We don't have Brendan Donovan playing in any rehab games or anything like that to signify that he's that close as maybe some of these other guys are to returning. And then, by then, who knows what's going to happen? I mean, a week ago, JP was one of their hottest hitters, and you weren't thinking anything about that. I know some people were wondering when they were going to make the switch over to maybe move him to third base, but it just hadn't happened, and they were winning, so why change anything? And then all of a sudden, one wayward fastball, it changes like your whole roster math, and that happens so quickly. I think I thought Colts looked pretty good at shortstop, and we've sort of known that. But at the same time, it is also about whether or not JP would, if and when he does come back, whether he would feel comfortable playing third versus playing shortstop. You're not going to put him in a position where he's going to have struggles at a position when you know that Colt can handle third and JP can handle shortstop. I thought he's played better actually at shortstop of late. So it's like these roster decisions. It's fun to talk about and kind of worry about, but until those guys are ready to go and ready to step back on that roster, you just kind of wait it out. I'm sure there's plans and thoughts about what they could do, and I'm sure somebody could find a piggyback joke somewhere in there, but really it's just keep playing and kind of wait and see. It's funny, like when guys are on the injured list or whatever, they seem far away from the team, and the team is so focused on winning that day that they don't really think about, okay, what's going to happen 10 days from now when Cal Raleigh comes back off the IL or when Brendan Donovan's ready or something like that.
What do you seen out of Muñoz? Why do you think he's been struggling lately?
I think Muñoz goes through spurts like this all the time, and in past years there's stretches where he just doesn't maybe command it, and then I do think there are times too where maybe the game speeds up on him. His confidence isn't quite what you would expect maybe at times, and admittedly he says he has some times where he lacks confidence in certain pitches or things like that. It's amazing to me is that when he comes in and he gets that first strike on a hitter and can kind of get ahead, it makes everything so much easier. But, when he gets 2-0, 3-0, bad things usually happen. And that's with all pitchers. But you don't necessarily expect that from Muñoz all the time. But he isn't he's never been a command guy, where he's just premium, I'm going to execute a pitch. It's more about stuff and keeping it near the strike zone and hoping guys, tend to swing and miss. But it does feel like there have been times this year where the game is sped up on him. And I think every closer goes through that. They go through spurts, but, I don't think that they're going to make a change right now. I don't think they're real comfortable with that. And usually, in baseball, teams will change about 3 weeks after fans demand the change. Their teams are very reluctant to move and change things up because these guys are so routine oriented, and basically I'm sure what they would do is if they ever made a change, I don't know that they just insert a Matt Brash or Jose Ferreira as the full-time closer. I think they would go to more of a matchup-based thing if they ever decided they're going to give Muñoz a break from that. But again, that's not what happens is when you take out your closer or you change closers or whatever like that, you change up your order. That doesn't just affect the one guy; it affects about 4 or 5 guys in the bullpen, and that's something that they always take into consideration.
Yeah, I don't disagree with teams and being slow to react because you also can't kind of put it back. If it doesn't go right and then you decide, oh, no, Muñoz is our closer, we take it back. Well, now he's got kind of a different relationship with you. You mentioned, maybe they decide to go with matchups or go in another way. Do you think that there's an approach they should be taking? It was something that Brock and Salk were talking about a bit this morning, Ryan, whether or not they should be taking that approach anyways.
Modern baseball in a lot of ways says you should take the matchup approach that, you want your guys for certain batters. Obviously you want, they already do that approach sort of with Gabe Spire and Jose Ferreira. They're searching for lefties and lineups and stuff like that in pockets where they're most effective. Why wouldn't you use it for your right-handers too in terms of there's right-handed bats you feel good against, or maybe it's the bottom of the order or things like that. They tried to do that with Criswell the other day when they were short, having him go against the bottom of the order. It didn't work. That's the more modern thinking, but also though is part of managing is understanding your personalities and putting your players to have the best success possible where they feel most comfortable to have success. And somebody like Muñoz, who has talked about he likes the structure of the closer role and knowing where he's going to pitch, coming in usually in a clean inning, and he has had, some hiccups in that role with that setup like the other day. But he prefers that versus the matchup because his process in terms of getting ready mentally and physically is different. But at the same time, everybody has to be flexible too. You want to try and put your pitchers in the best position to succeed, but you can't adjust everyone else based on one guy all the time, especially if that one guy isn't producing. Look, if Andres Muñoz is putting up Mariano Rivera type outings, then hell yeah, everybody else, you have to change up your rhythm because this guy is dealing. But right now, he has been a little bit more iffy at times in what they want to do. And it's weird too, like it just doesn't feel like he's pitched a ton. The Mariners on that stretch where they were winning, they weren't playing a ton of close games. They won some close games and stuff, but it just didn't feel like Muñoz was out there a ton. Whereas like 2 years ago, it felt like he was out there all the time, and you're worried about whether or not he was going to have anything left in the tank by the end of the season. Just seems like when the Mariners lose a game, they lose by 4, or win a game, they win by 4. There's been some one-run games in between, but it just doesn't seem like he's pitched maybe as often, and that's probably more of a narrative than empirical data. But I think with him too, regular work helps him because of, like I said, his mechanics aren't necessarily the most repeatable thing in the world. You wouldn't teach a kid to throw how he does in terms of mechanics, although I guess if the result is you throw 100 and you have nasty slider, maybe you teach kids to do that. But I think it's just him more than anything.
Hey, what did you make of Josh Naylor's incident throwing the sliding glove at home? Did he speak on that at all?
Yeah, he said that it just slipped off. To me, like, Josh is Josh. It's like he does little things, to skew ancient. He's kind of like Eddie Haskell from Leave It to Beaver. I'm trying to think of a more modern one. But, everybody has that friend that's always trying to do things a little bit differently, and maybe you think, it's probably not the best way to do them. Josh is going to do whatever he can to take advantage of a situation and try and help his team win. And if it's chucking his sliding glove at the catcher, then maybe that's what he does. It was kind of an odd play. And you know what? He knows it. That's why he didn't retaliate when they hit him in the back. But it's the little things, the bump the guy here. He plays with an edge. And, the one thing people are talking about, like with Naylor, Josh played in that division for a long time. So there's still probably some little rivalries or issues with other players, that started during his days back with Cleveland. So, when they play these AL Central teams, I do notice there's like a little bit more intensity. So I'm nothing really surprises me with Josh. He's going to do what he has to win. Like, it's funny. It's like I sat there and I complained about the Caruso guy from Oklahoma City during the playoffs and how dirty he was. And as one of my buddies pointed out, he goes, "You play just like him when we play pickup. You never think you're fouled. You hold, you slap, you reach when you're guarding defense, and then you want every call." Josh is kind of like that. He's going to do whatever it takes, and he doesn't really care what you think. And I mean, that's, he's one of those guys that he's kind of on your team. You love him. And if he's not on your team, you really despise him.
Cal Raleigh.
Like a little bit of AJ Pierzynski, those type of guys. And
Cal Raleigh, not necessarily like imminent with his return, but I think it's fair to start talking about, okay, when Cal comes back, what do you do here? Would you, do you anticipate them carrying 3 catchers, hanging on to both? What kind of decision do you think they're going to end up making there?
I mean, they could carry 3 for a bit. It would be a little awkward, but they could do it. They could carry 3, and I don't know. Look, Johnny Paredes been really great for them. It's not the end of the world if he has to go down for AAA a little bit. That's why you have him. That's why they got him. I mean, if you have options, sometimes it's the curse. You probably deserve to be on the big league team, but if you have options, it doesn't always work like that. So I don't know. I mean, like, the one thing is and I made a joke about this the other day, but I think I wrote it too once, but like everybody just says DFA somebody.
Yeah.
Teams hate designating players for assignment, especially players on their major league roster. They hate it. They hate it. They hate it. Because most of the time that means if you're on a big league roster and you're designated for assignment, unless you're the biggest jerk on the planet or you are severely, severely underperforming or you have a massive contract, you'll get claimed by another team. And teams hate losing, players that they believe, if you're good enough to be on the big league roster at some point during the season, they believe you're good enough to help them contribute. teams hate losing players like that for free and not getting anything else in return. So, everybody says, well, you can do this, do that, DFA him, don't. I mean, they're going to do what they can to try and keep those guys around because, again, we saw what happened with J.P. Crawford. One pitch, and all of a sudden you don't have a guy. So, yeah, it would stink for Johnny Pareda to have to go down to AAA for a bit, but, he certainly proved himself, and it's certainly, he won't contribute at some point even if he has to go down. And maybe they do make a tough decision with Mitch Garver. I mean, Pareda has been really good, and he's really athletic. And it's funny, I thought he was their, especially because Cal wasn't really at spring training, I thought Pareda was their best catcher at spring training. And I thought he kind of deserved to make the team as the backup. But, when they had Garver and he played well enough, I understood that. They kind of stashed Pareda at AAA, and were able to move forward. So, that's the one tough part. But going with the three catchers is fine. But at some point, you're going to get put in a position where one of them is going to have to come off the roster because you're going to need the extra infielder more often than not.
What's the progress report on Cal Raleigh?
Everything sounds good. I mean, he's feels good. He's taking swings. I mean, what will be the test is when you go back-to-back days. It's kind of weird. They have the off day, mandatory off day for all minor league teams on Mondays, travel day kind of deal. So he'll pick it up this week with Tacoma, and what you want to see is he catches seven, he'll probably catch seven maybe on Tuesday. He won't go all 9, but build up to catching 9 innings, and he's going to want to get at bats. I mean, I think that's one thing is Cal needs to use this time to feel as comfortable as he can at the plate, get his timing the way he wants it, because it really did feel like the first 2.5 weeks of the season he was playing catch up from the WBC. Then he kind of got going, and then he tweaked the oblique, and you could tell it bothered him. He's got to use this time to make sure that when he comes back, he's not trying to find his timing. He has his timing because they need him. When he comes back, you want him to be not necessarily the Cal Raleigh of last year, but a healthy Cal Raleigh that's going to be a major contributor on offense.
I wanted to ask, I'm not quite sure how to ask it, but we typically do kind of like a, vibe check when it comes to a clubhouse, and they are always better when you're winning. So I'm sure when they were looking at trying to make it 9 in a row, the vibes were immaculate. But it's also a weird feeling for the Mariners because they don't have all their personalities in there, right? Cal's not in there. JP's now on the IL. How's the club feeling right now? And is there kind of an upward momentum possible is a common question we would get.
It's really weird. People always sit there and say, the vibes are going to be terrible and stuff. You see it sometimes post-game, a little bit. You'd be like, okay, yeah, these guys are wearing it a little bit more than usual. But they're so trained to wash it and, try and move forward, whatever it is, an hour or two after the game. Because I think if they sat there and focused on it, it would just eat them alive. And, and I think it does help. A lot of them have families and kids and dogs or whatever to go home to. I mean, Stacey, you got a dog. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter what kind of day you have. When you get home, that dog thinks it's the greatest day in the world, So it's I think those guys understand that. I never, even last year, and I didn't do the whole season, but I did that part where they were awful in Tampa and they were scuffling and they were starting to let teams back in. There was a day in Atlanta where I thought the mood in the clubhouse pregame was a little off, and then they kind of did this little thing where Bobby Magianis, gave him a speech that I could never repeat on the radio because there was a lot of F words in it. But and it just kind of changed them. They won 2 in a row. I mean, I think that's one thing that these guys get, because they do it and they're all kind of been around. Momentum is the next day starting pitcher. And the Mariners have a lot of good starting pitchers. And even George Kirby hasn't been the greatest, and Woo's probably still, going to be a little bitter about that, allowing the bases loaded the other night. But Emerson Hancock is very capable of going out and throwing 7 shutout, and then all of a sudden they scratch together 2 runs. They win the game. The loss yesterday was about execution and mental mistakes. If they should have scored in the 9th, and you make 2 outs on the bases, I mean, like, that changes a lot of the complexion of the game if they don't screw up on the bases in that game. You know, it's a millimeter. Like, how close was Cole Young to catching that ball? I mean, if he catches that, are we, you know, nobody's really worried. Yeah, Munoz rode the Fernando Rodney experience a little bit, but you get out of the game probably. It's like all those little things. So I think that players understand, hey, look, if we executed this play just a little bit better, or if we were a little smarter on the bases, we probably win that game. We'll make sure we do that tomorrow. You know, and that's kind of how they look at it. Is like, okay, yeah, here's the reasons why we lost. How much of this is correctable? How much of this is talent? When it's correctable, it's execution-based stuff, you don't feel as bad. But like when you go out and you get handed to by somebody else, and you're like, oh my God, these guys are just so much better than us physically and with talent and everything else, then that wears on you. You know, like, and you don't see that as much in baseball. In football, you see it. Even in basketball, like. Some teams are just simply better than the others, and it doesn't matter how much you execute, it's going to be hard to beat them. But in baseball, the talent differential isn't as great, and usually the Mariners have more talent than most teams, even when they're banged up. They know it comes down to execution more often than not.
Make sure you're reading the latest from Ryan at SeattleTimes.com. He is Ryan Divish. Thanks, Ryan.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thanks, guys.
Let's get to 4 Down territory.
This is 4 Down territory, going inside the game with former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bump.
First down, Bump. Who earned even more respect from you this offseason?
You are never 100% healthy in football, only first day of OTAs. That's how it is. But A.J. Barner, I read something that said he went through a lot this past season. Had hip injury, elbow, shoulder, knee, ankle. And he just had some surgery to correct. I don't know because he wasn't specific, but this just lets you know just how tough football is, man, and how many guys just play through injuries. I mean, in other sports, you hurt that elbow, you're out for a week or two. I mean, we just saw, and no disrespect to JP, like JP just got a hand contusion. Football, you're probably still playing with that hand contusion. So no, it was cool to read that he went through all that and never said a peep. I never saw him walking around limping or complaining about anything. It shows you how tough AJ is, and I think he'll get healthy and be a main contributor next year.
Second down. Ticket sales apparently low for that London game. Why do you think that is?
It's the Texans and the Jags.
Ew.
Nobody wants to see that game. I mean, I watch it because it's football, but,
sure.
You know, the random English fan is not saying, I cannot wait to see them Texans play the Jags.
You don't know that.
I'm saying, you got to put like some marquee names over there or some marquee teams. I think that would drive sales. I think they've done a great job with the other games. You got the Mexico game, Australia game. I think you're going to be fine, but I saw that you can still get a block of tickets for like 12 to 14 people right now, and they went on sale on May 29th. They're saying, look, the sales are not popping like they've been over the past few years. England's tired of the Jags. They want to see somebody else. That's like, I think B. Wall said he went to England twice with the Jags, and he loved the experience, but got to get a better team out there.
Yeah. I wonder if Trevor Lawrence is ever going to become what the Jags think Trevor Lawrence could become.
Did he just re-up?
Yes, and he'll constantly be on some kind of preseason ranking of like, he's so talented.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Third down. Who's handling business poorly this offseason?
Your boy B.A.
Oh, my guy.
Boy, B.A. Brandon Ayuk. He's gone on a video on social media talking about the 49ers, and he's been missing OTAs. If I were him, I'd just show up to OTAs, don't dress, just be out there, wait for them to release you, and just be quiet. Because the more you talk, the more teams aren't going to want to roll the dice and pick you up. Now, someone's going to pick him up because he's good. My man had, 1,400 yards one season or something like that. But less is more with Brandon Ayuk. He's doing a bit too much talking, and I'm concerned that he's going to lose a whole lot of money just running his mouth. So just stop the diva receiver stuff and let's play some football.
Remember when we were having big conversations about like DK Metcalf versus Brandon Ayuk and who could be better in which offense and which wide receiver is going to command the bigger deal? And now it's not like DK's fallen off, but it's just a completely different group of wide receivers we're talking about. And Jamar Chase and all those guys were still a massive deal with these two. These two were just compared with similar contracts, but like Brandon Ayuk signed that deal and then didn't do anything.
How many yards do you think DK had last year?
It's going to be more than I think, isn't it?
Oh, what do you think?
900.
850. Six touchdowns. That's good. Good. And my man's getting like, $27 million a year?
A lot of money. Woo. A lot of money. Fourth down. Who could take the Seahawks offense to another level?
I think it could be Torrey Horton. I think ideally, obviously we love Cooper Kupp. We want him to do his thing. But ideally, Cooper Kupp isn't relied upon throughout the season. I think Cooper Kupp has big catches or whatnot, first downs. But Torrey Horton, man, only had 13 receptions for 161, but 5 touchdowns. One was a return. If him and Rashid Shaheed can take a step forward, I think this receiving core could be deadly. I look at the Patriots receiving core. I like what they got going over there, obviously with A.J. Brown signing with those guys. But Torrey Horton, if he can stay healthy, which he still ain't healthy. Who do we talk to? Boyle. He's still not out there. That's been the craziest shin injury I've ever seen in my life.
I just there was some kind of update. God, I'm racking my mind. I don't want to go in and find it. There was some kind of update that Mike McDonald had. Curtis, do you remember where they said Torrey Horton might be able to take part?
I think he said something like he could be ready.
Right. That it was an optimistic
camp.
update is what I'm saying. That it was a positive update on Torrey Horton, but that there is no clear timeline. Now, it's one thing when there's no timeline for Zach Charbonnet. All of us are expecting that. The Torrey Horton one is so weird.
It's weird. No broken bones.
Yeah, and I don't think it's like a shady kind of weird where it's like, what are the Seahawks hiding? I think it's just one of those injuries where you think you know what to expect from certain players, and for some guys, it's just doesn't work out that way.
This was the last update McDonald had on Horton. This was May 26th. He also talks about Emmanuel Wilson in this cut, too.
Okay.
Emmanuel's got a personal thing going on right now, and Torrey's made a lot of great strides. He's going to seems like we got some feedback that can really accelerate his recovery, which is great. And so he deserves some good news. He's been working really, really hard, and it's one of those things. Like, you don't have a timetable until you do, and that just shows you got to just keep grinding away at it. And so some good news back on Torrey's front, which is really exciting. And again, we'll have a better feel for Torrey as we enter training camp.
It's weird. It's mysterious.
It's
gray.
It is weird. It is weird. So technically a positive update, and I wouldn't expect we get any news on him or any kind of update over minicamp, but end of July, maybe we hear something. You're listening to Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. We're going to have a fun final half hour of the show. What I need to know coming your way at 1:45, so get those questions in. Any question, sports, non-sports, doesn't matter. 866-979-3776. That is the number you're texting. Coming up next, international players and fans here at the World Cup are having hilarious reactions to American classics.
Think you know the Mariners? Not if you aren't subscribed to the Daily Mariners newsletter from Seattle Sports.
That's what they've been waiting for.
The latest Mariners news and injury updates, exclusives from Mariners insider Shannon Dreyer.
You look at the pieces and how it works.
Plus the best takes and breakdowns from your favorite Seattle Sports hosts and contributors.
The Mariners seem to be trying to build something that I think is a little bit more sustainable.
The Daily Mariners newsletter.
Monster solo home run.
Subscribe at seattlesports.com/newsletter.
If you've been in a wreck or a fender bender,
You have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility, not just where your insurance company tells you to go. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. With over 25 years of auto repair work, they'll exceed your expectations.
we meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
At Accurate Auto Body, all their work is performed by certified technicians, only using OEM parts to guarantee the safety of you and your family. For the best in auto body collision repair and customer service, give them a call at 425-883-2450 or AccurateAutoBodyWA.com. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
we meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
Your property is almost perfect, if it wasn't for that troublesome tree or stump. Stop looking at it and mowing around it. P&D Tree Service will remove it for you. If it's 1 tree or 15 trees, a small yard, or land clearing, P&D Tree will do it safely and quickly, turning multi-day jobs into a few hours, saving you time and money. They'll clear trees and stumps away from homes, leaving a clean yard to enjoy. They specialize in large tree removal. Ever seen a tree removed by crane? PNDTreeservice.com.
What if I told you a local credit union is giving members up to $30 per month just to make everyday purchases? Dave Wyman here, and when I heard about the offer from Harborstone Credit Union, I said, sign me up. And that's what I did at harborstone.com/cash. You know, I'm not a tech-savvy guy, but opening a checking account was easy enough for me to figure out. I got my PNW Cashback checking account for free, no fees or minimums, and when I make everyday purchases with my Harborstone PNW Cashback debit card, I earn up to $30 each month. My wife loves it when I get cash back on gas, groceries, coffee, travel, and lunch. All categories count towards your cash back. You can even tap to pay. If you live, work, or worship in the state of Washington, sign up for a membership with Harborstone Credit Union and get the PNW Cashback free checking account. Open your free account online like I did at harborstone.com/cash or visit one of the 30 branches across the Northwest.
Insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, it's Mike Salk here. And summer in Western Washington, you know it means trips to the beach, summer barbecues, little golf, that vacation maybe you've been looking forward to. Well, when you take those pictures this summer, don't you want to look and feel your very best? Eastside Weight Loss Clinic can help, and trust me, you can do this so fast. I lost 15 pounds just in the first 2 weeks, 35 pounds after 8 weeks. How about that? There's time, so what are you waiting for? Schedule a 15-minute, no-obligation consultation right now at eastsideweightlossclinic.com. Here's what to expect. Safe, healthy, sustainable weight loss, no exercise, no pills, no injections, no surgery. You're eating all real food that you buy at the grocery store. You will lose weight, and you will look and feel your very best. That feeling, it's just on the other end of your 15-minute consult. What's the secret? You'll find out in only 15 minutes with Eastside Weight Loss Clinic. Schedule your quick intro today at eastsideweightlossclinic.com. That's eastsideweightlossclinic.com. Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
Mariners and Orioles today in Baltimore. First pitch at 3:35, 2:30 pregame. Get every pitch of every game for free on the Seattle Sports app.
Whatever the heat index, stay cool this summer. Your local Bryant dealer can make sure your system is up to the task. Whether it's maintaining your current system or installing an energy-efficient Bryant Evolution cooling system with perfect Humidity Plus technology, your dealer will give you what you need to help your family beat the heat. Learn more and schedule an appointment with a factory-authorized dealer today at BryantNorthwest.com. That's BryantNorthwest.com. Bryant, whatever it takes.
For over 113 years, Pacific Lamp and Supply Company has been your #1 lighting specialist in Washington, from the Space Needle in Seattle all the way to the Riverwalk in Spokane. With the largest lighting inventory in Washington, Pacific Lamp's knowledgeable and experienced staff can assist with any lighting issue, including intricate lighting and control designs. Plus, they work with all utilities in Washington to get you the best available lighting rebates. Pacific Lamp and Supply Company, Washington's lighting experts since 1912. Visit pacificlamp.com.
Snapshot from Progressive wasn't created for just anybody. Oh no, we made it for you. Gradual breakers. You keep your eyes on the road, so you've seen it all. As long as it all happened directly in front of you, like a Swedish masseuse, your foot knows exactly the right amount of pressure to apply to the brake. That's why your passengers feel totally relaxed with you behind the wheel and occasionally super sleepy. With Snapshot, safe drivers like you get personalized rates based on your driving habits. Sign up today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
This hour is brought to you by Mazda of Everett.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
The coolest thing about the World Cup being in North America is that we are seeing fans of Germany or Portugal or wherever else arrive in the most random places, right? Egypt arrived in Spokane. And then you just think, I wonder what it would be like for these fans to show up and go to have a continental breakfast at a Hotel 6. And now we know because fans are tweeting about, yes.
I hope those players are not having continental breakfasts at Hotel 6.
Maybe not the players, but the fans. Maybe, but the fans that are here are tweeting out the stuff that they're kind of like discovering. And I'm like, I think what I love about it is maybe some of it's laced with judgment, but a lot of them are just people being like, oh my God, Taco Bell's amazing. So like this one, is it Germany that's in Georgia?
Yes.
Which I love. A German fan tweeted, just had our first Waffle House experience at 1 a.m. Great food, great prices, friendly staff, 10 out of 10. Will be coming back. They went to a Walmart and were very, very excited about it. What was most overwhelming was I'm assuming a Taco Time soda selection.
Wendy's,
thank you. The soda selection with the machine there that's like every single flavor that exists on the planet. And then I also saw them, like I said, tweet out Taco Bell. And there was a really funny one where they're going through what looks like Greek row. And it's like, look at these houses. They're insane. It's like there's 100 people in them.
Hey, you know what? I'm glad they appreciate some of our culture because we're not too popular around the world right now as Americans.
Not right now.
Not too popular.
Not too popular, but I do love that because I think there are things to love. Like, you know what? I love South Center Mall. I spent my childhood there. It's not quite the same mall. It's grown and evolved, but like there is something quintessentially like just, I don't know, childhood American nostalgic about like, let me pop into this Panda Express in the mall food court, a Sbarro pizza, and then go spend money at whatever store you're going to, like a food court in a mall.
Yeah. Every time I see a Panda Express, I stop. We don't have them often. I don't see them often.
Because you have a weird thing with orange chicken.
It's the best.
It's not, but okay. I was going to ask what you would have. Like what you would, with the teams that are coming here for the World Cup, you'd be like, okay, you absolutely have to. Or if they stop in Pullman, where you'd be like, I love the idea of the German national team doing whatever.
You gotta go to Cougar Country. It's mom and pop burger spot I used to go to back in the day, but they got rid of the chili cheese fries. That's very disappointing.
It's devastating.
Pullman, you gotta go to Cougar Country, and there used to be a Wingers in Moscow. That I would suggest, but it burned down. Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay.
It just burned down.
I liked this tweet from a fan visiting. What's the one, Curtis? Do you know what team is in Tampa Bay right now?
That'd be England.
Okay, so fan of England's team. Of course, nothing will ever top the Anfield experience for a Liverpool fan, but Raymond Jones Stadium in Tampa might just be the greatest stadium I've ever been to. An old-fashioned, imposing cathedral of sport, complete with a pirate ship. Just amazing.
Man, if they think that's the greatest stadium of all time, they haven't been. What's the newest one? Does Minnesota have the newest stadium, Curtis?
No, I think it's Buffalo this year.
Buffalo, yeah.
The Bills will have the newest one that opens I think week 2 of this year. But yeah, Tampa Stadium has been around since I think the mid 90s. I wouldn't put it in the top half of NFL stadiums.
No, but I love that, like,
right.
when it's so different from what you're used to. I mean, it's the same thing if we were to go to Europe or wherever else. We'd be like, wow, this is so cool. It's so different. But the idea of, like, there's a pirate ship in the stadium. Are you guys seeing this? This is crazy. There's a Taco Bell across the street. What's a Baja Blast?
I wonder if Taco Bell tears their stomach up the way it does mine.
Undoubtedly. They are eating food dyes that have been banned for decades over there. They are getting so much red 40. Someone else said... Where to
there
go?
Was somebody
they can
who,
get their ears pierced at Claire's.
There was another group of European fans that went to Portillo's, which is a chain in Chicago, and they were like, "There's a slice of cake in my milkshake." What?
I wish they would have been at Great Wolf Lodge when they debuted the ranch milkshake.
Oh man,
they
just
really,
Great Wolf Lodge as it is
general,
a uniquely American experience.
In general,
when I went to England, their food is garbage. English food is bad.
Can I say something?
Yes.
I've never been to England. I feel like there is, so I have heard that from people that go to like Italy, they're like, the food's amazing. And I've heard from more than one person, I lost weight when I went there, even though I was eating a ton of food because the food's so healthy and like fresh and everything. But I I think English people hate on America a little too much. I agree with you for how trash their food is.
English food is garbage.
They hate a little too much when all they have are beans.
I went to Burger King and it didn't taste the same. I got a Sprite and it tasted different. Like everything tastes just maybe because it is healthy and we eat like, the bad stuff over here. But yeah, I don't recommend it.
I don't know. Let's see. I got a couple questions. Oh, you know what? I do need questions for what I need to know, actually. 866-979-3776. Someone said it was a frat prank, and I was trying to figure it out, but, the account's been there for a minute. I don't know. Either way, it was really funny. It comes off like it's a joke, like it's a spoof, but there are other tweets and posts from people visiting.
I believe it.
Really
There's
funny.
there was a tweet of a South Korean group in Mexico
that one was amazing.
doing keg stands.
But for a margarita.
Yeah. It was in Jalisco, Mexico.
Jalisco.
I just absolutely love it. Someone did say you'll never get better fish and chips, though, than when you're in England.
Yeah, I don't like fish, so.
Yeah, Bump doesn't like seafood.
Yeah.
I do believe that. I'm not a big fan of fish and chips.
Overrated, if you ask me.
I don't know that it's rated at all. I don't know.
I don't think you've had good fish and chips. You get the right crunch on the batter?
No, because...
No, you're wrong. You're just going to be wrong on the air again.
I don't know that
when talking about food.
I don't know. First of all, I have fine food takes. I think chicken tenders are better than fish tenders, whatever they are. Beer battered fish. Matt, I just saw Matt roll his eyes in real time. The fish that comes with fish and chips,
fish tenders.
Fish tenders. Chicken tenders are better.
Sure.
You guys are leaving way too much silence, and it's making it seem like you disagree.
I agree. I'm nodding my head. It's bad radio, but I'm nodding my head.
It's not great, but it is what it is, because I keep interrupting myself. Get your questions in for what I need to know, 866-979-3776. Are they not called? What are they called? Someone said fish tenders. Oh, my God.
No, yeah, you got it right.
Fish
tenders.
Fish
tenders.
I don't know what it's
You're
called.
You're right. Why are you complaining?
I think that's what they should be called. I don't know why it wouldn't be fish tenders, but they're just not that great. You're continuing to roll your eyes, Matt. This is glass. I can see you. You're not hidden.
This entire day, I've been trying to figure out if there's something wrong with your headphones because you cannot be hearing yourself right now.
Who's the starting pitcher?
It's a weird Monday. I had a little bit of a slip up in the last snapshot that Bum started laughing at, and I couldn't finish the snapshot. It was bad. If you heard it live, I don't need to repeat it.
No one heard it live. I dumped it.
Oh, you did?
You dumped
yes, of course I did.
Matt,
you can't have that go over there.
You can't say that on air.
Oh
I said it on accident.
All the stuff Dave Wyman says.
He's never said that over the air.
Dave said some stuff.
And I didn't mean to say it over the air. It was completely on accident. Get your questions in for what I need to know. 866-979-3776. That's next.
ESPN senior MLB insider Jeff Passan every Tuesday morning at 8:30 with Brock and Salk.
Brought to you by your Western Washington Toyota dealers.
Colt Emerson has a 157 OPS plus. What are we watching, Jeff?
The numbers are the numbers. The data is the data. It tells us what this player is producing, and there's no reason to think that he's not going to be able to do at the big league level what he did at the minor league level.
Get more on the Seattle Sports YouTube page and the Seattle Sports app.
When I'm catching up with friends or family, Sea-Star Restaurant and Raw Bar in Bellevue, it's where we go. A welcoming atmosphere, and I get to see my good friend, Chef John Howie.
Hey, thanks, Brock. At Sea-Star, we're known for fresh local seafood, unmatched hospitality, and great value. Right now, enjoy a 3-course dinner in the lounge every night, starting at just $50.
$50. You cannot beat that value these days, and it's only with Chef John Howie at SeastarRestaurant.com, SeastarRestaurant.com.
How you do one thing is how you do everything. And for 104 years, Wayscarf Ford has treated their customers a very special way, the Wayscarf way. Stacy here, and I've personally experienced that. I've driven my new Ford Bronco from Wayscarf Ford for over a year now. Getting it was exciting and stress-free, but each time I brought it back in because of a minor bump or some service, their team has been friendly and polite. They explain that each vehicle they sell includes a complimentary lifetime powertrain warranty. That covers your engine, transmission, transmission, rear end, and also sealant gaskets for any of those components. If it's a four-wheel drive or all-wheel drive like my Bronco, the warranty covers the transfer case as well. They also have a 5-day or 500-mile 100% money-back guarantee. I always leave Wayscar Ford with a smile on my face, and now you should too, with rates as low as 3.99 on approved credit and no payments until football season to help you save even more. It's the family discount, and it's only at Wayscar Ford in Auburn. That's wayscarford.com.
Olympic Hot Tub has terrific ways to achieve total wellness at home. Saltwater hot tubs, swim spas, saunas, and cold plunges, all waiting for you. See our current specials with exciting savings at olympichottub.com. Better you, better life.
I would just like to say WTF.
Yeah, you heard right. Grid City Harley is willing to finance. It's Grid City Harley's WTF 10 event this week. Good credit, bad credit, no credit, we can help. We must sell 50 pre-owned bikes by Sunday at Grid City Harley. Willing to finance 10 event ends Sunday on approved credit.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a hospitality manager at a 5-star hotel.
So I just checked into room 318, but someone was in there.
Room 318. Oh, you were supposed to be booked in 813, which is now booked.
So what do we do?
How about rock, paper, scissors for who gets the bid?
This is a job for sponsored jobs.
This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Harry Douglas here to tell you about Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots. It's a fruity candy flavor explosion, and I mean explosion. Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots, a zero-sugar treat that's sweet tooth approved. These can take care of my candy cravings and provides a tasty caffeine kick without all the sugar. Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots. Get candy-flavored chaos with Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots. Available online at 5hourenergy.com or Amazon.
Hi, Chuck here at Frank Lumber The Door Store. And once again, we have 2 convenient locations to purchase your doors from. Our main showroom and bargain barn in Shoreline. And our Marysville store with warehouses full of factory seconds and closeouts. Whether you would like something brand new or have a little more time than money and wouldn't mind putting a little work into a factory second, we may just have what you're looking for. For all of your door needs, please visit us on 15th Avenue Northeast in Shoreline or on Cedar Avenue in Marysville and online at franklumber.com.
Mariners and Orioles today in Baltimore. First pitch at 3:35, 2:30 pregame. Get every pitch of every game for free on the Seattle Sports app.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Snapshot from Progressive wasn't created for just anybody. Oh no, we made it for you. Smooth accelerators. When that light turns green, you're off. Like a warm knife through firm butter. Going from 0 to the speed limit in an appropriate amount of time. Sure, your car has horsepower, but your horses prance around as silky smooth as your right foot. Fancy Prancerton. With Snapshot, safe drivers like you get personalized rates based on your driving habits. Sign up today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Wrapping up the show with what I need to know. Get your questions in. 866-979-3776. Any question, sports or not. I'm starting with sports. This listener said, I'm sure this question has been talked about all day, but I'm finally on lunch to listen. Do you light a fire under Andres Muñoz and put him in mid-tier relief?
Nah, not yet. Keep him out there. Not yet. I'm not ready yet.
We had Ryan Divish on to open up the 1 p.m. hour, so you can hear his full answer in hour 4 of the Bump Stacy podcast. But it sure seemed to me, Bump, like what he was saying is that, and he didn't say it directly, but some pitchers have routines and specific areas where they like going, and that you may be, even though Muñoz is struggling, you may be doing more harm than good and moving him out of something he's used to, because not only does it kind of hurt your relationship and affect all these other people, you don't know that he's going to be good there, and then when you try to put him back, now that relationship is damaged. Like, you might just need to wait it out and just accept that, like, sometimes he has stretches of bad play.
Yeah, I'm with him 100%.
Yeah. In theory, I get the idea of, like, you got to create competitive fire, but, like, I don't think professional athletes, it is rare that they actually lack competitive fire.
Yeah.
You don't get this far on accident.
No.
It's just, it sounds like he's particular about where he pitches. 866-979-3776. And all this talking about food, what restaurant traditions back in the 90s give you the most nostalgic feeling?
Sizzler.
Just a restaurant, like just being at Sizzler.
Walking up to the salad bar, you know what I'm saying? Like, Sizzler gave me post-basketball soccer game vibes.
I liked this person's answer, which was one of mine, which was doing the graveyard at buffets or some restaurant where you hit every soda on the soda fountain. So just constantly going up, finishing your soda in the restaurant, because obviously you guys are eating there, and then going up and be, what am I going to choose now? Let me mix these two.
Ooh,
yes. Well, you don't mix certain sodas. I'm not putting, like, Coca-Cola in with Fanta. Maybe I am. I
feel like Coca-Cola is a standalone, man.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
what do you mix with that?
Oh, mixing slushies. Doing layers of Slurpees at 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
Except that root beer is the worst one. And I have no interest in that. I don't know.
I think just buffet culture in general. That's not really a thing anymore. Outside of like a few certain spots. That was definitely something that died with COVID.
Do you think, I was going to say, do you think people see it as like unsanitary? Like, why don't we have buffets anymore?
I mean, kinda, yeah.
Yeah, it has to be it.
I love a buffet.
Pizza Hut buffet and Godfather's buffet, those are important.
A buffet. What happened earlier? Did Stacy curse on air? No, not really.
Yes, really.
On accident.
I was going to say it wasn't on purpose.
It was combining words.
It was a portmanteau, but one of the words was still a
And Bump starts laughing. When Josh Naylor is on second base doing all of his hand signals, do you think he's actually signaling something or just trying to mess with the pitchers?
Just messing with them. Maybe every now and then, but I think for the most part, he's just messing with them.
How often do you think guys are able to successfully steal signs from second?
Not often. I don't think.
I don't think either. I'm curious about that, though. But I think that his entire thing is like getting in someone's head. Bump, what I need to know, what's your best tip for keeping your head down over a shot?
I swing thoughts. My swing thoughts, short and smooth. And then when I swing, I say adios in my head.
Really?
Legit. Yeah, adios. It helps my tempo.
That's funny. What I need to know, Bump, why didn't, well, they said y'all, but they invited you. Why didn't y'all show up to poker?
They invited you too.
I don't want to go.
Just doing dad things this weekend. Well,
that was what, Saturday when they wanted us out there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I simply don't go anywhere. And plus, you said it was boys' night, so.
He invited you, though.
Yeah, but it was like a pity invite so that I'm included. You specifically said boys' night with a Z.
With the Z.
So.
That's how you know it gets real wild.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man.
What I need to know. Gosh, I have a couple. What's the best band of all time? I'm not qualified to answer this.
The best band.
I don't listen to bands.
I mean, me neither. Like, the last band I really rocked with was like Linkin Park.
Oh, Linkin Park, though.
Lincoln
So
Park's fire.
good.
Mm-hmm.
I know that there are people that aren't going to like it, but I don't know, Matt. What's your answer? You guys look very displeased.
No,
back
not
there.
displeased at all. I was not expecting Bump to go Lincoln Park.
Because Lincoln Park's great.
Versatile.
Yeah.
Then with Jay-Z.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The collab.
Got Meteora. Of course, you got Meteora. Of course, you got then whatever their other albums were called. That's the only one I remember. I don't know. Someone somewhere is yelling Pearl Jam.
Aerosmith.
Or whatever other bands exist at their radio, but
Rush.
what happened to bands?
I know.
There aren't
You know
bands
what?
anymore.
Kids just trying to be on TikTok.
No, really.
Kids want to be influencers
That's exactly
instead.
what it is.
They don't want to start a
There
garage
aren't
band.
bands anymore.
Y'all delegation used to cook back in the day.
Yeah, we did.
Like, y'all were cooking late 90s,
That part.
2000s.
That part.
Y'all need to get back in the studio.
We really messed it up because we got away. We strayed too far from the light. But we had NSYNC, Backstreet Boys,
I
98
think we're
Degrees.
thinking more of like bands with instruments, not boy
The
bands.
Eagles.
Yeah.
The Eagles. The Beatles. There's other animals.
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were really doing it.
Cooking it. Y'all low-key was running the 90s.
Yeah, and then we
Low-key.
just let it go.
Everyone turned pop.
Well, and then you have solo artists like Justin Bieber.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, but we don't have bands don't exist anymore.
They don't.
I'm sure they do, but like they aren't mainstream. What I need to know. Someone said, what wine do you pair with your dino nuggets? I don't have a bad pet. Just because I don't like fish and chips doesn't mean I have a childlike palate. I don't think I have a childlike palate.
I don't know. Dude.
Sure.
I don't. I don't. You guys just, the things I've disagreed with you about are arguably childlike foods. Spaghetti, orange chicken
How's
from Panda
spaghetti
Express.
childlike food?
Spaghetti's a childlike
Spaghetti's
food.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Spaghetti's a food that everyone eats.
Everyone eats it, but it's not like we're talking about some like highbrow thing that I don't understand. It's spaghetti. Tiny children eat spaghetti. They sell it in cans.
Oh, that's...
Okay.
You're wrong there.
Yeah. Be wrong.
And I didn't say it was bad. I just said it's not. And you know what? I said it about lasagna. I meant it more when I said it about lasagna. What I need to know. You guys are so out of touch. It's hilarious. About bands. I'm assuming it's about bands.
Probably.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you, man. 866-979-3776. I need actual questions. I'm just getting a bunch of people sending in bands now. It's all I'm
They
getting.
said forget the Beatles. What?
Aren't the Beatles the most famous and successful band of all time? I didn't say I'm like a
True music snobs
Beatles
would
stan.
have that take about them being like the best. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hating on them, that's a very music snob take.
This is a great Wyman and Bob question.
It is.
That you guys should flood to the text line beginning at 2 p.m. They join you next. I had friends. I had them.
Think you know the Mariners? Not if you aren't subscribed to the Daily Mariners newsletter from Seattle Sports.
That's what they've been waiting for.
The latest Mariners news and injury updates, exclusives from Mariners insider Shannon Dreyer.
You look at the pieces and how it works.
Plus the best takes and breakdowns from your favorite Seattle sports hosts and contributors.
The Mariners seem to be trying to build something that I think is a little bit more sustainable.
The Daily Mariners newsletter.
Monster solo home run.
Subscribe at seattlesports.com/newsletter.
If you actually are the person that will take care of them after the fact, if you actually will be there for them, if you will pick up your phone, then they come back to you.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
I got to ride in the brand new all-electric Arc Sport, and it was a luxury EV on the water. Stacy here. You hop aboard immediately and feel like you're someone important. Luxury finishes, clean, tech throughout. Driving it is smooth, and it has that impressive kick you expect from an EV. Charging it is really easy, and not paying for gas is a huge plus. Book a free demo and see it for yourself in Lake Union, Lake Washington, and Lake Sammamish. Schedule your demo at arcboats.com/demo. If you can't make it to them in Kirkland, they'll come pick you up. arcboats.com/demo.
Hey, Brock Ewart here for my friends at People Come First, or PCF Construction Group. And if you've been dreaming of that new deck, you got to get a hold of PCF. Call them before the great weather arrives and their schedule gets totally filled up. With a new deck, patio cover, heater, and fireplace from PCF, you can enjoy the outdoors year-round no matter what the weather brings. And for a limited time, how about this? Get 50% off demolition costs up to $5,000 when you book your project with PCF. Contact People Come First Construction Group for all the details. They designed and built our outdoor living space, and we love it. Start planning and designing your dream deck now so you're ready to build this summer. Planning, permitting, and construction can take a little time, so get started today. Get project ideas, browse their amazing photos, and look at all the offer details at pcfgroup.com.
Making your outdoor space your favorite place. With People Come First.
Dave Wyman here, and the folks at Bellevue Rare Coins say higher prices have enticed more Americans to cash out their jewelry, gold, and silver items. Here's a story from a real customer. She walked into Bellevue Rare Coins with an old bag of jewelry, a little bit nervous, a little bit embarrassed because it was mostly old tangled chains and pieces she hadn't looked at in years. When they gave her the total, she couldn't believe what it was worth. Go see what your jewelry is worth with a free consultation. Bellevue Rare Coins is now in Linwood, Issaquah, Tacoma, and Bellevue.
Coming to Emerald Queen Casino Event Center, Thursday night, June 18th, it's Jim Jeffries.
If you see like an old couple and you go, how long have you two been married for? And they go, 45 years. And then I always ask, what's your secret? The man goes like this, she's always right. And then you see him go dead behind the eyes.
Tickets at emeraldqueen.com. Global comedy heavyweight, Jim Jeffries, June 18th at Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. 21 and older, need gambling help, call 800-547-6133 or visit emeraldqueen.com.
Whatever the heat index, stay cool this summer. Ask your Bryant dealer to maintain your current system or install an energy-efficient Evolution system. Learn more and schedule an appointment with a factory-authorized dealer today at BryantNorthwest.com. Whatever it takes.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today.
In addition to treating ED and Peyronie's disease, we now offer testosterone replacement therapy. With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
In the military, the mission was clear. You knew what to do. Now, the mission has changed. Stepping into civilian life isn't about finding a job. It's finding your purpose.
I wanted a career that would leverage the skills and discipline I gained in the military. IT just felt right.
My Computer Career offers class schedules that fit into your life and skills in high demand. Put your VA benefits to work. Visit mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to jumpstart your IT career today. An elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
This Father's Day, do more with Dad and spend less with low prices guaranteed at the Home Depot. Get him fired up with a new grill and accessories, like the Next Grill 5-burner for just $299, so you can spend more time together while he becomes the grill master he was always meant to be. Or build memories with savings on top brand power tools so you can tackle projects side by side. Gift more and do more together.